another person. America is listening to Fox News.
The Dexter Livestock Commission is accepting all classes of beef cows, bulls, calves, and yearlings. Cattle received Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, with sales Tuesday at 11 a.m. Plus, Dexter Livestock Commission has no fee charges for cattle received on the day of the sale. Dexter Livestock More, located next to PBS Commodities, 274 East Darby Road, between Roswell and Dexter. 575-624-COWS. 624-COWS. DexterLivestockCommission.com.
Planet Earth, covered in a rocky 1 miles thick. Penetrating this barrier can be challenging at best, unless you call us.
T.L. George Equipment Rental, located at 605 Gavilan Canyon Road in Ruidoso, offering dirt work from dump truck to backhoe services and tool rentals of all kinds. Call 575-258-8643 for T.L. George Equipment Rental.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 550 to 900 calves and yearlings today's sale will include 30 Holstein whey cows off one dairy. Also 23 Holstein long yearling heifers, 750,000 pounds. 83 Holstein steer calves, 375 to 600 pounds, and 49 Holstein heifer calves, 350 600 pounds. 10 cow-calf pairs, excellent quality, 6 to 9 years old, 25 to 30 bred cows. 3 calves, Mr. Larry Wagner here at Roswell, ex-quality black Angus and Brangus crossbreds, Bovishield Gold 7-way, 400 600 pounds. Black and red crossbred heifers, these heifers preg black and red Angus crosses. Thin to medium condition, 350 400 pounds. 26 calves, Marley and Marley here north of Roswell. Ex-quality black to black white face Angus crosses, cattle weaned 60 days, 400 550 pounds. 36 calves, Mr. James Elliott, New Mexico. Ex-quality black Brangus crosses, cattle weaned 30 plus days, 375 500 pounds. 41 calves, Frying Pan Ranch, Jowl, New Mexico. Ex-quality Charolais crossbred calves, 400 650 pounds. Sale time this morning, 9 o'clock. Sale pairs, bred cows, 9:30 to 9:45. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10 a.m. We expect to sell 1,025 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Nicely done, beef. From London broils and French dips to New York strips and Texas briskets. Knew you were so well-traveled. Yeah, you're what's for dinner, and it's always dinner somewhere. Bring everyone back to the table and get cooking at Beef. It's what's for dinner.com.
Brought to you by the New Mexico Beef Council.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. The American dream of owning my own business was a constant thought growing up. I opened my insurance office at age 19, and 40 years later, I'm still here providing insurance policies for auto, home, life, commercial, boats, RVs, and ATVs. I'm Rebecca Long.
To build winning teams and seasons while chasing state championships. Stone Oilfield Service with vacuum, winch, and kill trucks. Hydrovacs and hot oilers, frac and acid tanks, gas busters, environmental shields, acidizers, or do what you say you can do. Stone Oilfield Service will get the job done right every time. Serve southeastern New Mexico and West Texas, located at 75 Tatum Highway, or contact 575-396-1840.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The Southeast Plains of New Mexico temperatures are going to be a toaster today on this Tuesday. Mid-90s, 96 degrees in Roswell, 95 Carlsbad, Artesia, 89 degrees in Lovington. That kind of heating may produce a couple of small showers, but the rain chance will be increasing by tomorrow. High in the upper 80s in Lovington with a 20% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Me and the Breakfast Club powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Today, I'm asking, is it Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
What?
Today is Tuesday, then.
How's your weekend?
How was your weekend?
It was good.
But not nearly long enough.
Not long enough.
Not long enough.
How much time do you need?
I'll know it when I find it.
Let you know when it happens.
Well, until that time.
How about we all get back to work?
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. It is another day in paradise. Should be an awesome day today, up to about 92. Sunny skies. Tom A. back in the studio, found his way back from Albuquerque. It only took him 8 hours to get there, but...
You're right. It did.
8 hours.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Well, I left at 8 a.m. and got there at 2 p.m. That's
How was that even possible?
Well, I took my time. Make sure I was going the right way and took a couple of naps. Didn't get lost.
Naps. And that doesn't seem to be a problem. Having to take a 4.5-hour drive and take 4 naps. That's not a problem.
That's being safe. That's being safe.
Yeah, I guess it is. God bless. God bless the safety of it all. I am on the big camera this morning. Look at here.
I see you, brother.
It got me on the big
camera
ugly. This morning.
You just put ugly.
So, got me on. I got my Japan T-shirt on this morning. Yeah. And awesome weekend. How was the weekend, Tom?
It was good, with San Diego, so I'm an Easter.
It was good. Everybody else is paying for stuff. Yeah. It was awesome. The brother-in-law was like, don't come back for
He would not let me take out my wallet.
Oh, I bet he wouldn't.
I said, Jim, let me get that. Nope.
Oh, those are words that you have never said in your entire life.
I did. He wouldn't let me take it out, man.
Oh, I'm sure. You mean you brought your wallet? You didn't forget it at home?
No, no. But, I told my sister, I said, look, it's nice that you guys,
And I'll be going to Hawaii with you guys. More merchant.
Yeah, well.
Live bands. And so on Saturday, we had a great time. Sunday was Kendra's birthday. So Monday, we took her and 2 friends to the city. We went bowling, arcade, out to eat, all over the place. I never thought I'd be around, have 3 giggling teenagers in the car again. God bless them. 6:10, they definitely humble me. Today is bucket. I got a hole in my bucket day. National Creativity Day, Mint Julep Day, Water a Flower Day, and World MS Day going on all day today. Russ, how was your weekend? I forgot to ask.
It was great. Got to do some fishing, went out to Brantley Dam, and had a nice weekend. A little warm out there.
Hey, what about the all that rain that we're supposed to get?
Got a little bit here and there, but it kind of passed around Lovington, but the Clovis area, Talis area, got
perfect. Did you see cattle up close to over their head at a ranch there? Or a dairy? It's either a ranch or a dairy. And it was ugly. So, yeah, they were rescuing the cattle there. Joe Biden, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, a tentative agreement that will raise the debt ceiling at $2 trillion. And Republicans are going to go along with this and stand up just days away before the U.S. default. The president says he's all about raising the roof. Of course, he's big on hip hop, and he's going to raise the roof. And for those that don't know, the debt ceiling is the amount of money that the U.S. authorized that we will borrow to pay bills. That's not including all the money that we pay taxes and the government makes off of oil and gas
leases, and all kind of other stuff. So turns out the federal government is a bigger deadbeat than Tom. I mean, $2 trillion is how much we're going to borrow. And Kevin McCarthy is down with this. I think it's a 100-page bill. I haven't seen it, of course. Nobody has seen it except the members, and they will vote on it tomorrow. And that was one thing Kevin McCarthy said, I'm going to give you an independent. Because Republicans are part of the problem. I hate to say it. It hurts me to say it. But Republicans are part of the problem. There are 7 Republican holdouts on the House side said they will not vote for it. One of them is $2 trillion at a time where we're giving away our armory to Ukraine. Look, I don't want us to default on the debt because God forbid we ever went to war, we would have to go borrow money and sell bonds. Who can sell them to at that point? But at true $2 trillion, the debt is just putting that burden on our kids and grandkids. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. So we'll wait and see. 2 climate activists smeared paint on the case of the 19th century French artist Edward Degas. His Little Dancers age 14 sculpture in Washington, D.C. at the National Art Gallery. Both of them taken into custody, now face federal charges. This is the first time crappy art. I would say Hunter Biden's art is that's where I would go. Los Angeles home made famous for the exterior shots of the Brady Bunch. On the market, asking price $5.5 million. And Celine Dion canceling all 23 and 24 concert dates for her Cougar World Tour. Evidently, she's got a rare neurological disorder. And they're not saying anything about it, but canceling all dates for the rest of 23 and 24. Be on the Breakfast Club. Tweet of the day is on the way. Our number 877-396-W105. Joe Biden yesterday remembered the America's fallen at a very solemn speech at Arlington National Cemetery. President said that Memorial Day observance is our day and our duty for those that have sacrificed and lost their lives fighting for this country. I will give kudos for that speech and that speech alone for Joe Biden. All right, tweet of the day coming up this morning. Check of the weather being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Roadrunner Grill serving up breakfast right now in Artesia inside the best Western Pecos Inn. Call in advance if you want to pick up multiple breakfasts and bring them to work for everybody that works there. Or maybe you're taking it out to the guys and gals that work in the patch on location. 575-748-3324. Holler at them today. Should be a nice day today. Sunny skies up to about 92, 63 tonight, and a slight chance of rain tomorrow. Sunny in the morning, about a 20% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. A little cooler, about 87, and much of the same for Thursday, a chance of afternoon showers. Check of the weather being brought to you by H&H Fuel Services, your New Mexico, Delaware, and Permian Basin Poly Pipeline Construction Professionals. Give our buddy Colin a call, 432-269-6027. Go to the website, hnhfs.com. They offer the poly pipeline machines, fast fusion machines, in-house, squeeze tools up to 16 inches. And, of course, they can take care of all your pipeline and facility construction, subcontractor services. Colin's number again, 432-269-6027, hnhfs.com. Busy weekend at Hobbs. We'll get to that next. Tom on the text line, 17 after 6.
All right, so we got 3 accidents right away, B, to report on. 62-180 and Whip Road. I just texted Matt Hutchinson. He said he hadn't heard anything yet. Of course, this text came over at about 6:06 this morning, so hopefully he'll get more on it coming up. Why, do y'all know why 128 is closed? Nope, but I'm getting on it right now. And then We had one more accident, I believe. The texter says, okay, I'll get to that in a moment. Hey, B, do you know why that bike rally, what happened at that bike rally in Red River, the shooting?
Two rival clubs shot it out. And let me just say this much, and I was going to get to that, but I know members of the Bandidos and never had any issues. None. Mm-hmm. Good people that would, had my back. I can't speak of what exactly happened, but two rival clubs. I mean, look, my first cousin, member of the Hells Angels back in the day. I know members of the Bandidos. I know members of the Mongrels. The Pagans. It's outlaw bikes, bikers. I don't know what happened. But 3 people dead and a gunfire. Thank God that nobody was caught by bullets going everywhere. But they have made the arrest. One person has been arrested. And, of course, Bandidos have, and look, these numbers, nobody knows how many members they have, but they say about 500. And so the Bandidos and what was the other club's name?
God, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I can't. The Bandidos and I can't remember the name of the. But we do know this much. Jacob Castillo of Rio Rancho is the only person facing murder charges right now. He is actually, the shooting left him wounded. Christopher Garcia of Texas was also heard police say that they arrested him on a unrelated drug charge. And Matthew Jackson of Texas was arrested on unrelated charge as well. Police identified 3 people who died, members of the Bandido, the Water Dogs. So of the 3 that died, they were all members of the Bandidos and the Water Dogs. Officials say that more charges are coming, and this is an ongoing investigation at this point. People go to Red River, people go to all these bike rallies, and it's sad. It's sad that it's come to this, and it's sad. I saw our buddy Curtis McKinney posting up about Hogfest coming up, and why they've kind of gotten the whole bike rally type atmosphere and made it more of a family fun event. So, look, clubs, you have a responsibility to stand up. And a lot of these clubs do a lot of good things in Southeast New Mexico. A lot of good things. And it's when stuff like this happens. It really, really is. 621, shooting on Broadway and Grimes Sunday. And Hobbs, 25-year-old man died at the scene. Javi Morales of Hobbs suffered a gunshot wound, transported to Covenant Hospital for treatment, died from his injuries. Several witnesses given detectives leads. Ongoing investigation. If you were in that area, know anything about it, please get in touch with the Hobbs PD. And when I read stories like this, I had to post this up over the weekend. Young man arrested about 5:21, also in Hobbs. Hobbs Police Department responded to the stripes on Marlin in reference to a subject attempting to commit armed robbery. Fabian Baeza of Hobbs attempted to flee. He was captured. And you know what really gets me? All the people, Fabian's a great guy. I mean, Fabian, he just made a mistake. No, a mistake is when you go in the stripes and get a Dr. Pepper instead of a Pepsi. That's a mistake. I'm tired of all the excuses. What would have happened? He went in there, armed robbery. Tom, what does that mean? Armed robbery?
Armed robbery is you went into a place of establishment and robbed somebody with a weapon or firearm or a knife.
Exactly. What would have happened if somebody would have been shot?
Ooh.
Would he have been a good dude then? I'm just asking. Would he have been a good dude then? Now, I would rather you say, look, he's got some drug problem or whatever the case is. People do stupid things when they're on drugs. To say he's a good dude and he goes into a store and an innocent bystander just trying to pay their damn bills could have been killed, it's not a good dude. I won't say he can't change his ways, but come on, quit making excuses for people. Let's get him some help. Let's find a way to help him. But he's got to pay the crime. The good dude's got to pay for what he did. And thank God nobody was hurt. Thank God that nobody was hurt in that accident. Holy cow, I got a huge picture of Tom now. Holy crap. I haven't seen a head that big and like, holy crap.
You're the one who's got a bucket over your head.
Whatever,
brother.
Dude. I have never seen a head that big in like 9 months. Holy crap. How can you have such a small brain in that big head?
What do you get here,
What
Jude?
the hell?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You
All right,
skinny
text
butt.
line. Then we're going to get to the tweet of the day. Price of oil coming up, and Florida shooting right on the beach boardwalk. Sad, sad, sad. And a man in Roswell arrested with lots of fentanyl.
Ooh.
And we'll talk about this debt ceiling. What do you think about it? What do you think the Republicans should do? And Texas, they wrapped up their big specials, their session, and the governor's calling for a special session.
This report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Check him out today, RagsdaleLawFirm.com.
Another texter says, you know what? There's not a heartbeat difference between the Democrats and Republicans. I went independent, says the texter from Artesia. And B, you went independent too?
I haven't done it. Remember, many years ago, I said I'm really seriously considering it. And that's when the Republicans would not work with Donald Trump. We had the House, we had the Senate. Man, we could have passed anything.
Big time.
And these willy-nilly damn Republicans would not work with the President of the United States to fix the immigration. If there was ever a time where we could finally, instead of kicking the damn can down the road, we could have fixed immigration, it was then. And I blame the Republicans because we had everything, House, the Senate, and the nothing.
And look where we're at. Hey, by the way, Kevin McCarthy says, this particular texter, fumble the conservatives football, 87,000 IRS agents, and now Kevin's wearing that swamp badge proudly.
Well, what they're doing, they will hold off on hiring those 87,000 IRS agents for a year. That's what the agreement. I saw that this morning. That they will. A lot of this stuff is only for a year. When it comes to student loans, they're all we're doing is, I just used the phrase kicking the can down the curb down the road. Exactly what we're doing again. Nobody has the wherewithal. Nobody has the cojones. Well, there's a handful of Republicans. We damn sure need more. We damn sure need more. What about work requirements? Is that in there for welfare? I've read multiple stories. On one side, it says it's included. The other side said it's not included. I guess we'll have to wait and see when they release the bill.
Well, you know, buddies.
I really wish they would release the bill, not just to legislators, to everybody. Why show it to us? I could have read the 100-page bill over the weekend.
I got you. Hey, buddy says, you know what? The debt ceiling would be better if they stopped all the EBT, unemployment, the Medicare, and the Medicaid, says Buddy this morning.
Well, I mean, look at the crying going on right now with McCarthy saying we're going to put work requirements for any type of welfare. And there are all kind of exclusions. If you have kids under the age of, a certain age, you don't have to do a job requirement. If you're over the age of 55, you don't have to do a job requirement. But if you're a young person, single person, no kids, sitting your butt at home, yeah, you ought to be out there looking for a job. That would stimulate the economy. And you know what? Maybe we wouldn't need that many foreigners to come to work in America. Just thinking out loud.
Another texter says, this is J Dub from Houston, from Hobbs. He says, it's absolutely ignorant to shoot anyone unless protecting your own life. Beef between the biker clubs is also very ignorant.
I mean, think about this. The biker gangs that I know of, I mean, they would just strap it on. They didn't shoot nobody. And there was a certain code also. They ain't going to put anybody else in danger.
No.
I, as a society, I don't know where we're going.
And hey, B, I got put in Facebook jail yesterday for saying idiot on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, idiot is a trigger word.
They said it was a threat.
Yeah. I got 9 more days before I'm out of group jail, where I can't comment on some of these groups. But I'm kind of proud of myself. I think I haven't been in jail for 90 days. I mean, that's a big deal for me. All right, tweet of the day being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. They've got big races coming up. Give Jamal a call, 575-631-5099. By the way, you can follow them on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And Friday night, they're going to be using the back half. That's June 2nd, flashlight race, no prep, and $100 to race. Loser race bracket, $50 to enter. Helmets are required. 100% payout. Spectators, you get in for $15. 12 and under for kids, you get in free. Gates open at about 6 o'clock. Races start at 7. That's coming up on Friday. Flashlight races going on at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway, proud sponsor of the tweet of the day. And New York City, they had a big convention over the weekend. Big, not a convention, so to speak, a committee. And no more fat shaming. They are protecting people that are large and in charge. And along with that, they're also erasing some of the requirements to be police officer and fireman. No need for you to have to run a mile in a certain time. They're also making it easier for females to become police officers, because we know the criminals, when a female chases them, the criminals run slower, right? Ain't that the way it works? But here's what happened, and I think it was Saturday in New York City, and God bless New York City.
As the chair of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance and a co-founder of the Campaign for Size Freedom.
The Campaign for Size Freedom and the Committee for Fat Acceptance.
I am so thrilled at the example that New York City is setting today. We all know, y'all know, New York is the global city.
Yeah, it's a global city, damn it.
And this will ripple across the globe in terms of showing to people all over the world that discrimination against people based on their body size is wrong and is something that we can change.
Or maybe you can change. I'm just saying maybe you could change. Either way. I mean, we can change, you can change. How about we all damn change? I think that would be awesome. Yes, I think that's the way to go.
That lady needs to go on a diet. She's breathing hard.
Oh, now you know how we how you sound every day when people are calling in going, "Are you okay?" Yeah. Biden's up next on the soundbite. Stand by. We'll get to that. 6:33, Florida Memorial Day shooting on the beach boardwalk leaves 9 injured. They were saying that people were just walking on the boardwalk. This happened at 6:45 in the afternoon when they heard about 7 shots and then another 7 shots and 4 children shot. 4 children shot. all taken to the hospital. Kind of crazy when you're out with your family.
Right.
And Hollywood, Florida. That's close to Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in the neighborhood.
Don't say it unless you know it. That's why I said, I think.
It's in the neighborhood.
And 9 people shot, including kids. What the hell is going on with us? Serious. What the hell is going on with us? And on Thursday, Roswell police called about a man sleeping in the parking lot and had his legs hanging outside the window. I'm telling you, Tom, it is going to happen to you sooner or later. The police are going to come up there. They're going to bust your window open, and they're going to Narcan you. What? Me? Officers with fentanyl going around. First thing people see when somebody's sleeping in a parking lot, this guy is overdosing. They call the police. I'm not lying. I'm serious. Officers found 61.2 grams of fentanyl.
Wow.
And Cody Herbin of 29 of Roswell sleeping in his gray Ford crossover SUV, 1,000 block of Crescent Drive at a resident, I guess, parked on the side. According to the criminal complaint filed Friday in the Chaves County Magistrate Court, Herbin was allegedly found, they had a loaded gun in the car. He also had other drugs in his backpack. He has been charged with trafficking, a controlled substance, and firearm charges since he is a felon. Wait, how the hell did a felon get a gun? I mean, the governor how could a felon get a gun? Judge Casey Rogers set the bond at $2,500, and his hearing will be held on Friday. No court, no attorney representing him at this point, and that's a lot of fentanyl, 61.2 grams of fentanyl. Crazy. We talked about the debt ceiling. Greg Abbott, Texas. Of course, the governor of Texas signed a couple bills. Will signed a couple bills. One is to clamp down on rogue district attorneys. That bill is headed to Greg Abbott's desk, and he will sign that. Texas legislature ended without a property tax bill or school voucher bill. The governor also said that he wants a special session so they can focus on border security and cutting property tax. So the governor of Texas is asking for a special session coming up later this year. We'll see how that plays out. All right, Price Oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. Get in touch with them today. If you've ever supervised a frac crew, Spinnaker is looking for you, and they've got a training program, SSIT program, to make you a cementing supervisor. Ever run a blender in the patch? Spinnaker wants you to come and take care of one of their big cementing trucks and become a cementing equipment operator. Training program available for that. Must have a Class A CDL and willing to work a lot of hours. With Spinnaker, you'll receive excellent salary, one of the best benefit programs in the industry, housing's available, and other benefits. Spinnaker is an equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 6356 or go to greatoilfieldjobs.com.
At 638, West Texas Intermediate checks in at $71.80. That's down $1.20 from 6 a.m. Brent Crude at $75.85. That's down $1.20 from 6 a.m. And natural gas staying steady, $2.34. B.
All right, BM, the Breakfast Club will take a break coming up in just a second. I got the thought for the day still to come. Our number 877-396-W105 morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station, driving on 128 this morning. And you need fuel. Exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up today. Twin Wells Fuel Station, open to the public. unleaded, diesel, DEF value, whatever you need, they've got you covered. And they do accept all credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Fill up today at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Tom, text line is open.
All right. When y'all were 21, says this particular text, did y'all look at people older than you? And did it feel like you were behind on life? Because I feel that way when I look at people older than me.
No, because I knew I hadn't paid my dues.
Right.
I knew I had to pay my dues.
And eventually,
so I looked at people like my old man that was older and had knowledge, and I wanted to suck up everything that I could, every ounce of knowledge from him.
Texter's asking, have you guys seen the swimsuit edition for Sports Illustrated? Well, they got, fat women and pregnant women and older women in it. I mean, it was and
women that aren't even women.
Right. Texter goes on to say, at one time it was a damn good magazine. Now it's just reality on paper. I guess
I'm telling you, I used to sneak in to get that Sports Illustrated, and then they put the nun put it behind the counter, and you had to go ask for it. Oh, the walk of shame.
Goes on to say this
walk of shame.
Right. Texter goes on to say, I guess it's time to go back to dragging that old Playboy collection. Laugh out loud, says the texter.
All right, we'll get to the thought for the day. We'll take a break, get updated with news coming up in a second. Also, we are going to qualify folks for cash this morning. You missed one day of getting qualified, so we'll make it up to you, and we'll qualify a bunch of people coming up the second. Somebody got sick. So Biden had both NCAA winners, men's and women's team, at the White House. And during the LSU women's team, they were there. A player got sick. And look, Biden makes me sick. I mean, he really does. I'm not blaming you. But the way Biden handled this proves that he is not really there.
I don't know how the conservative brand is not just absolutely tarnished for decades to come.
Well, wait a second. That's the wrong damn cut. And it was a good one. What the heck? Yeah. So anyway, the player got sick.
Ugh.
And Biden was like, they actually cut his mic because they were scared. What was he going to say? And what an out and out lie. Tom, you're a sports guy, supposedly.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe the women's tickets were more than the men's tickets?
Oh, are you kidding me? The men's tickets went for
Biden said it. And of course, his new best friend, Angel Reese.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, people were paying more to go to that game than the men's game just to come see you. Really? Out and out live. Of course, you got to be everybody's best friend. That's why you're a politician.
Winning LSU's first national championship basketball title. Angel Reese, Angel, you named most outstanding player. It wasn't any reason. It didn't surprise me.
Oh, no, I'm best friends with you now. Didn't surprise me.
Demand for tickets so high, you made it more expensive for people to come. The cost of tickets went up 10 times. 10 times. And more than the men's games.
Are you kidding me? More than, really? Yeah, they were not.
Digging his
and by the way, I take offense to what Biden said about the Cajun dialect. As a Cajun, I take offense. But Coach Kim Mulkey, got her slamming there when she talked about South Louisiana. My homestead is not washed away yet because we're being, and they haven't done anything about it. Southeast New Mexico is being eroded. And so thank you, Kim. And Biden, we can't understand a damn word you're saying half the time.
Took care of my daughter because I was worried she's come home with some boy from Bayou Lafourche or something,
Yes. I'm sure they were from Bayou. Yeah, whatever. Kim Mulkey is not from Bayou Lafourche. No. But good try. Good try, Joe.
Talking funny, I couldn't understand. You know what I mean?
We still speak the French language.
I know.
That part of Louisiana hasn't washed away yet.
I know.
Not yet, but give it another 20 years, and it will wash away. And then there was a baby crying at the men's ceremony, and Biden asked how old the baby was. Here's the cut.
Come on. Kids rule in my house, okay? What's the matter? What's the matter? I don't blame you. I'm bored with me too. Yeah. What are you doing? How old is she? 2 years old. I tell you what, that's a good age.
It's a good age to sniff their hair. Damn right. They don't complain a whole bunch at 2. And Jill Biden goes on to talk about women's sports and why they're giving her the mic.
Every basket was pure joy. And I kept thinking about how far women's sports have come. I grew up before Title IX, and young women in my day just didn't have the same opportunities.
All right, I have to ask you, Dr. Jill, why are you taking that ability away from them by allowing men to compete against them?
Ooh.
Huh? Why are you taking that away from them? Hey, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, NBC guest talked about what's it mean to be conservative. And Representative Kennedy talks about taxes. By the way, the only way we raise $2 trillion on the national debt is taxes. It does include a tax increase. We'll see where it goes. Are you tired of paying taxes yet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not you.
Wow.
Whatever. All right, price of oil. We got that done. We'll get updated with news coming up in a second. 6:45. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality service. Dependable. Boom or bust. They are there for you. Gas, diesel, interstate batteries, and more. WakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, if every day is a gift, then today is socks. Or maybe it's a tie. Yeah, socks are a tie. All right, we got lots of things. Text line 877-396-W105.
Hi, Jay in a patch says, hey, I heard the government is trying to give money out again. Have y'all heard anything about it? Well, the New Mexico state government is going to do that.
Yeah, that comes out June 16th, I think, is target date.
So that's when you'll get your first check, I think. Hey,
no, your own check, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Another text is saying, morning, there's an accident on WIPP, W-I-P-P Road, and 62180 State Police are on the scene. Just texted our guy, said he's waiting for more information on that.
Now, why did you have to spell whip?
Well, because another texter had spelled it whip.
Are we that dumb? Are we that dumb that we don't know how to spell whip?
Well, another texter had spelled it whip. And I know what he meant, but he spelled it wrong, so I wanted to make sure they got it correct.
Russ.
Did you know what he was talking about when he said Whip Road?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just checking to see if he was trying to say I was that dumb.
No. Waste Isolation Plant Project.
Right.
By the way, I'm looking at your picture on the internet.
Which one?
And I'm thinking that your three chins have turned into one big chin.
Right, because I'm losing weight.
No.
What is it then?
It's like one big chin now. It's now like a jowl.
Jowl?
It's like a big jowl.
It wouldn't look that way, but I can't get him to simply set the down.
I don't.
Where I could put him on the right camera or anything. So whatever we can do here to
it's like
make it more difficult. So we'll just check out that loogie. It's hanging out of his right nostril because I can't get him to hang.
Being difficult
to hang down.
Yeah, a booger hanging out of his nose.
You're back from vacation. Everything's back to.
By the way, Papa
Tom's back. That is a booger hanging out your nose.
Just turn on the YouTube. How did y'all get that big old hippo?
That's what I said.
So, by the way, if you're losing weight, we'll let you get on the scale in just a little bit.
Because I lost at least 20 pounds yesterday.
Shut up.
No, but for real. I mean, I was officiating the tournament in Hobbs.
My face is thin, and so
join me for the buffets when you get back here in June, buddy.
Tom, I'm actually working outside and I'll do 25 to 30 vertical push-ups. Just
whatever. Thank God I'm not in that studio. Lord, please don't hit it with a lightning bolt.
All right, here we go. I'm trying to see if this is good enough.
What? What's he doing?
I can't tell. There's a big lag in between what you see and what's being said, so it'll catch up.
That's not that great. It's made out of pipe, but it's not bolted down.
Oh, that's what it is.
Looks like Florida guy tells police that he broke into a house to get away from a ghost. Andrew George. Yeah, that's his name. I don't trust guys with two first names. Andrew George, said he broke in there to get away from a ghost. Or maybe it's the drugs you're on. Who knows? And Little Merck's office. Oh, there I am doing the push-ups. There you go. There you go, Tom. That's vertical push-ups. So, Little Mermaid, $118 million. My wife wants to go see this next weekend, and I'm like, no, I'd rather cut my arm off.
Yeah,
I would rather cut my left arm off. So, I mean, if I'm not going. You can go. I'll go wander the mall. I'll do whatever. I'll get a massage, whatever. But I'm not going to see The Little Mermaid. My big problem with The Little Mermaid, number one, it went woke. And number two,
right?
That's exactly what they did to little Ariel. She was a little white girl, and now all of a sudden, instantly, she turned into an African American. How the hell does that happen?
Maybe she was out on the water, got a tan or something.
And here's the problem. I don't care if you make another character with an African American, but you just can't switch races like that. You don't think that confuses kids? Am I the only one that says this? Or I'll wait for the liberal to call and say I'm a racist. No, I don't care if you make another character, a brand new movie, a whole nother plot line. But you just can't switch races like this. One day she's white, next day she's brown. It's like being non-binary for races. You don't see where we're going with this? It's like saying everything's okay. You can switch races anytime. You can also switch sexes at any time. No, you can't. No, you can't. Ariel was a little white girl. Now she's an older black girl. How the hell did she change? Tom, you don't see the problem with this?
Yeah, sooner or later it's going to say, where are my people? How come we're making my people?
Oh, no. Hispanic people always get the shaft.
They get the shaft.
Well, because they don't yell and scream.
Mm.
But the problem, look, if they'd come out with a brand new movie and the main character was a black girl, not a problem at all. I have no problem. But when we start in one movie, Ariel's white, next movie, she's black, you don't think that's confusing, kids?
We know Disney went woke a long time ago.
Well, they go broke, too.
Yeah.
All right, 877-396-W105. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a solid foundation. They've got ready-mix concrete. No matter what the project is, they offer great customer service and awesome products. Lowest possible price, too, for ready-mix concrete. Give them a call, 575-363-3240, or go to chancematerials.com. They serve all of Pecos Valley, plants in Roswell and in Carlsbad. You need them in Lee County or Chaves County or Eddy County. They've got you covered. ChanceMaterials.com for more info. We're coming back. National Anthem and the Pledge on the way. Taking out the trash. Things that happen on this date in history. Boob of the day. We got a lot of things coming up, so stand by. Also, Donald Trump makes two statements over the weekend. One when he was golfing, and another statement that he made and about Ron DeSantis. So we'll get to that coming up. And we've got a comment from Ron DeSantis. He was in Chicago over the weekend. 654, Beyond the Breakfast Club news being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. 17 pounds of clothes, washed, dried, and folded, $16.99. They can dry clean your clothes. They could also start you up and keep you looking good. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and Jowl. Go to the website, allamericans.net. for more information. 6 away from 7. News up next. First, let's qualify folks for cash on W105.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
NTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Homicide investigation underway in Hobbs after a man shot and killed Sunday. Spokesperson for Hobbs Police say officers learned about a shooting near the intersection of West Broadway and South Grime Streets just after 10:30 in the morning. They arrived on scene to find Giovanni Morales, who suffered at least one gunshot wound. Morales transported to a local hospital but did not survive. Anyone with information about this incident, you're asked to contact Lee County Crime Stoppers. New Mexico State Police investigating a shooting in Red River. It involved 2 motorcycle gangs Saturday. At about 5 o'clock, gunshots were reported to be fired in the area of East Main Street. When police arrived, they found 2 deceased individuals and 6 hurt. 5 of the injured transported to local hospitals, where 1 person later died. Another individual airlifted to a Denver hospital yesterday. The police chief gave an update and said all 8 individuals involved, identified as outlaw motorcycle gang members from the Water Dogs and Bandidos. Once again, police continue to investigate. Bond set at $5,000 last week for one of 2 local men who allegedly smashed a water filling station with a pickup truck last year in a failed attempt to take money from it. The judge set bond for 40-year-old Kenny Story of Roswell Thursday when Story made an initial appearance in Chaves County Magistrate Court. The judge also set bond at $5,000 for Story in a charge of controlled substance possession prohibited in another case. Story and another man, 39-year-old Reynaldo Vallejo, also of Roswell, are each charged with criminal damage to property over $1,000 after they reportedly made multiple unsuccessful attempts to open and take money from a water filling station located in the parking lot of a 1300 block of North Garden Avenue business. For MTD News, I'm Jim Miller.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I want to lay out a bunch of wet towels, kind perfect for snapping in the high school boys' locker room, and then walk through there jaybird naked. Everywhere you turn nowadays, you hear some pencil neck talking about how this here country's got a health care crisis. I have a solution. Your body, like your car, needs to be parked under a tree from time to time, looked at, poked at, prodded at, and lubed up in the right places. This saves you time and, most important, money down the road. But nobody wants to go to the doctor no more because I'll tell you why. The doctor's office ain't fun. Make the doctor a little more fun, and people will go. Have a doctor do all his doctoring where you could see it. You can see the barber work and even tell the barber filthy jokes, and he's using sharp tools right by people's eyeballs. Why is the doctor so special? All they do is stick a dull wood thing, little stick on your tongue. They ain't using razor-sharp scissors to trim eyebrows. At the barber, you get to see people, they get all kinds of terrible haircuts. It's kind of funny. And you see other people's heads with weird lumps and scars and bumps and blotches all over them. Why so secretive there, doctor? Let us see other people's blood pressure, so we see if we can beat them. Make the doctor's office like a fun game show. See, some poor sap shows the doctor and us the weird growth on his big toe and we get to guess what it is. If our guess is the same as a doctor's, we get 50% off our bill and a free car wash. The nurse could be like a medical Vanna White. And talking about nurses, there ought to be two kinds of nurses. Old granny lady nuns and young hard bodies in white stockings and a white mini nurse skirt. Too many nurses wear these big blobby smocks and loose pants. They don't even wear that little cute nurse's hat anymore. What happened to the nurse's hat? I just love that. I get Pearl to wear one every now and then. You know me. Wake up, America! If you can't have a young, hot nurse, at least give us an 85-year-old Catholic nun writing prescriptions for draft beer and fish sandwiches. This in-between stuff with these chunky 40-year-olds don't cut it, Doc.
Mountain Gods Casino and Resort in beautiful Mescalero, New Mexico on June 30th and July 1st for the 7th annual Aim High Shooting Competition to benefit ENMU Ruidoso. This year's four-person team competition features 100 targets with side items for additional fees, plus a dinner and dance on Saturday evening, which will include award ceremony, raffles, and gun boards. All shooters will be entered to win a Beretta 686 Silver Pigeon over-under 12-gauge gun, plus your team could win prizes for scoring first or second place. Early registration is online now at scorechaser.com, and discount rooms and cabins are available. Call now to reserve your flat of ammunition and load up your side-by-side. Aim high. For more information, call Rhonda at 575-937-1475. That's 575-937-1475. This message is sponsored by the Ruidoso and Lincoln County Lodgers Tax Committees.
Wilbanks Trucking Services is seeking dedicated, responsible, and committed professionals to join their team. CDL positions that pay starting at $25 to $33 depending on experience. Riggers starting at $20 per hour. Wilbanks also needs owner-operators. Wilbanks Trucking Service offers comprehensive training and excellent benefits, including medical, dental, and vision, 401k, and housing for out-of-town employees. To join the leaders in oil field services, call 575-746-6318 or visit wilbanks.us for more information on career opportunities. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and make all sorts of unforgettable memories. Make summer, summer. Like cruising in a Camry to enjoy some ice cream by the beach. Before getting attacked by a flock of hungry seagulls.
It's yours! Take it! Toyota. Let's go places. Event ends May 31st. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Here is your Liar Liar Pants on Fire update.
Guess what? 500 million people have watched what I've done out of my basement.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
The most annoying man in the history of planet Earth is on the air.
702 KWMW Mal Jamar 105.1 FM. We are B and the Breakfast Club this morning, being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. If you haven't been up to Camp of the Tall Pines, you ought to check them out. They're on Facebook. You just type in camptallpines.com. They'll come up. camptallpines.com for more information also. Or call Scott and Jamie this morning, 575-687-4101. Make your reservations. Maybe you're looking for maybe a weekend getaway, a week up there, a month up there. Maybe you're traveling through the area, want to be in a beautiful place. Lots of amenities, cozy cabins, raised platform campsites, convenient RV hookups. Camp of the Tall Pines, mountain biking, hiking, disc golf. They also have the pond that is stocked for fishing. Their number, 575-687-4101. New research suggesting that Americans drinking date back all the way to Columbus. No wonder the dude got lost. I mean, Columbus definitely taught us all a valuable lesson. Never drink and drive a boat across the ocean. So drinking dates back to the days of Columbus. And according to a brand new survey, 82% of millennials are worried that AI will threaten their pay. Yeah, by the way, the other 18% have no worries because they still live at their parents' house. Don't worry about it. They're worried that AI will result in lower pay for the same position. Here's a great idea. Show up for work. Just go to work. Just to show up at work. That would be awesome. High school graduate suing former Oklahoma school district after saying she says the school officially prevented her from wearing an eagle plume on her graduation cap. So now she's suing. And Chinese city of Shanghai recorded the hottest temperature for May. More than in 100 years, they haven't seen weather like this. 97 degrees. Oh, wait till like July in southeast New Mexico. You'll see that and more. Big drug bust. Massachusetts State Police yesterday announced they arrested 2 men and the dismantling of a large-scale drug enterprise. Over the weekend, they arrested. After officers and the postal inspectors found 3 kilos of cocaine that were mailed from Puerto Rico. Mailed. 35-year-old man arrested. He was there to pick up the cocaine. They also found 143 rounds of ammo, THC, edibles, and all kind of other drugs. When I read about 143 rounds of ammo, I'm going, that doesn't sound like a lot of ammo. But to me, now if it was like 183,000 rounds, then yeah, I see it. All right, national anthem and the pledge on the way. We got taking out trash still to come. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Tom A in charge of the text.
All right, so so 915 Liberal is chiming in this morning and is asking, are you that stupid? Did you know The Little Mermaid is not real but fictional? It can be blue or red or black or even Mel. Obviously, people love it, says 915 Liberal.
Yeah, definitely. But this time it's brown. Next time it'll be blue, right?
Trying to make his point.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Go ahead.
Well, no, let's change your color to white. How about that? We'll see how you like it. Yeah, we'll change you to white.
And look for Will Smith's re-release of the Wild West, since Little Mermaid just pulled it off, says the texter this morning.
I think they did that already.
Is the new Little Mermaid based in Chicago of the sea?
No.
That's the texter.
I think it's in an ocean near you.
Right.
Fictional characters can change colors.
Right.
They can morph from white to brown to black and then even to blue.
Morning, guys. This is Big John, by the way. I went to Sam's in Odessa over the weekend, and as soon as I walked into that door to the left, they had some Pride junk for sale.
Hey, that's my next HEB has gone woke.
Oh, man.
HEB. Y'all means all with the rainbow flag colored the Texas flag. Y'all means all.
So anyway, they said they're done with that.
I have no problem with you guys having Pride Day, Pride Month, Pride Week, whatever. Celebrate. I don't care. Y'all means all. Y'all means all.
That's right. Laugh out loud. Good answer, Tom A. Maybe she was out in the sun too long, too.
Yes, that's what happened.
And B, this is J.R. DePorto, by the way. They had LeBron in place of Jordan on Space Jam. That was just as bad, he said.
Yeah, but that was terrible. I mean, look, have you seen the rift between Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan?
Yes.
He's saying that Michael wasn't the greatest player ever. Michael was a terrible teammate. Michael this. Scottie, you know what your problem is? I'm going to tell you what your problem is. Michael Jordan's son is banging your ex-wife. That's your problem. No, serious. You don't believe all that you're saying. You don't believe all that you're saying, but you are so eaten up and bitter that Michael Jordan's son is now with your wife, that you're eaten up, that you will attack Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan doesn't even have to defend himself.
Right.
He makes more money off of underwear and shoes than you have ever made in your career.
And another texter says maybe they'll get confused and try to breathe underwater. Better get rid of all the cartoons, says the texter. And it says in Avatar, a guy changes from white to blue. Oh, the horror.
That's part of the movie.
Right.
That's fine. And if they would have wrote that in the movie, that she could like all of a sudden change colors for camouflage, so to speak, okay, I'll buy into that.
Mm-hmm. Be one more. I would like to see a remake of All in the Family. Archie can be black. How will that go?
Yeah, that will work. That will definitely work.
Says
for sure.
Texter.
All right, National Anthem and the Pledge coming up. You know, it's sad that Martin Heinrich, Tom, your representative.
I've interviewed him.
Martin used a day like Memorial Day. A day, a symbolic day, a somber day that we are supposed to remember those that have fallen, have given the ultimate sacrifice. But instead, Martin Heinrich tweets service members and their family that are stationed across stationed according to needs. This means that 40% of active duty service women live in the states are banned, are restricted, have restricted abortion. We have a bill that will make sure they have access to reproductive care, regardless to where they live. You use a day like Memorial Day. You could have said something about remembering those that have fallen. No. It has to be about abortion. Ken Paxton, Texas Attorney General, looks like he just got impeached. His impeachment hearing is coming up August 28th in Austin. ABC News 7 out of Austin learned that Texas Senate unanimously adopted a measure laying out the timeline for the trial. That happened yesterday afternoon. 7-member committee is now asking with trying to figure out the rules and procedures for the trial. Ken Paxton looks like he's probably gone either way. Paxton was just reelected to office in November of 2022. The Russians issue an arrest warrant for Lindsey Graham. By the way, you could take him. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest flip-floppers, one of the biggest rhinos out there. So because of his comments on Ukraine. So the Interior Minister on Monday of Russia issued the arrest warrant for Lindsey Graham following his comments related to fighting in Ukraine. Lindsey Graham appeared to have made a remark that got under the skin of Putin. And Albuquerque parents are in jail after a toddler induced fentanyl and overdose. 2 Albuquerque parents are behind bars after their 2-year-old daughter overdosed on fentanyl. Albuquerque police responded to the home in northwest Albuquerque last night, where they found a young child on the floor. The child was had slow breathing, and her pupils were pinpoint. Medical personnel, of course, said that indicated that she was suffering from an opiate overdose. First responders administered Narcan, and there was an immediate response, according to the police. Family members told KOB4 a little girl is expected to be okay. Initially, David Olivares denied there's any drugs in the house. However, Chanel Gallegos, the mother of the daughter, said that she had a history of using opiates. And they did find a bag with fentanyl inside.
My goodness.
And it looked like fentanyl had been smoked and burned on foil paper. By the way, this marks the second time a 2-year-old child overdosed in Albuquerque on fentanyl in the last 2 weeks. I was going to mention that there was a story 2 weeks ago, same thing. Mother and father were arrested because the little girl induced fentanyl. Pretty sad. National anthem and the pledge still to come. Our number 877-396-W105, 714. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main and Roswell. 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They can tune up your bow. If you're looking for the right gun, they probably got it in stock, but if you're looking for something in particular, let them know about it. They'll get it for you. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And ladies, if you are looking for personal protection, lethal or non-lethal personal protection, it's a crazy world we live in. They would love to show you what they have. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell, open on Saturday. Closed on Saturday, always open on Sunday. Sunny today, up to about 92. About 63 tonight. Chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. Morning should be nice. Sunny skies up to 87. And we do have rain coming up for tomorrow night into Thursday, maybe even some rain on Friday. Tom on the text line, 877-396-W105.
All right, this one text says, just burn Albuquerque down and start over already, says the texter. And if you guys seen that movie, The White Chicks, or Two Blacks in that movie, says the texter,
yeah,
they paint themselves white. Well, let's do a movie called Black Chicks and White People Paint Their Face Black. I believe tit for tit.
You can't do that. Oh, hell no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
So that's Francisco this morning. Another texter says about the whole thing, it's just so ridiculous. And I guess you just don't like the story in general? Ask one of the texters.
I don't want to go see Little Mermaid, but the point is that somebody can morph into a different color. It's just kind of stupid.
All right.
So just because I put cornrows on my head doesn't mean I'm black. And by the way, if I do wear them, please don't get offended because I stole your culture.
But in his case,
I mean, like I could grow enough hair for that. Just saying. All right, taking out trash coming up. Russ, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. National anthem and the pledge still to come. Donald Trump over the weekend. Here's what he had to say.
When the Ron DeSanctimonious facts come out, you will see that he's better than most Democrat governors, but very average at best compared to Republican governors who have done.
I don't like the attack on DeSantis, and I'm going to tell you why. Republicans beat up Republicans. Here we go again. What would happen if something happens to Trump? And we've already killed off DeSantis. Or say 4 years, say Trump gets elected.
Right.
And DeSantis runs in 4 years and 2028. We already killed him off. We have already killed him off. So and now they've got Donald Trump Jr. He's attacking. I don't know what happened because there used to be so much love between DeSantis and Trump. I don't know what happened.
Maybe Trump is scared.
Do you have any idea what happened? Because I have no idea. They were buds.
I think DeSantis decided he wanted to run for president. Probably put a damper on the buddyship.
Oh, damn. That's all it takes. Dang. Well, he had no problem with Tim Scott running. He has an
Tim
attack.
Scott's not a threat for the top of the ticket. Tim Scott's running for vice president. We all know that.
Maybe. Yeah. He also talked about the condition of America. Here's what Trump had to say.
Ready for 2024. What are your expectations?
I think we're going to win. We just got polls out today. We're up by 40 and 50 points, and we're leading Biden by 11 and 12 points. And so I think we're going to do well. Look, the country's on the wrong path. I don't think we've ever been in a position like this, and it's a very dangerous time. Right now, this is a very dangerous time for our country. You look at what's happening with Ukraine and Russia and all of this, and we just don't know what we're doing.
And what do you say to Americans out there that might be on the fence right now, not knowing who they're going to vote for in 2024?
Well, I think a lot of them know, based on the polls. They seem to like the job I did very much.
I tell you what, we kind of like the cheap stuff. That's for sure. We love that. We love the price of everything. And you know what? The power America had. It's amazing. I ran into a British guy yesterday, and he said, you know, we have always been, and at least he's honest. He said, our leadership has always been weak in England for many, many years. But with Donald Trump, you guys had power and people respected you. I mean, he got Europe to pay their fair share of NATO. They got the Chinese to listen. He got South Korea to listen. He said, under Biden, you've lost all of that. Oh, yeah, we know. Here's what DeSantis had to say about Chicago.
You think of a place like Chicago, these kids, you're more likely to get shot than you are to get a world-class education in some of these places. What they are doing has been totally destructive. And I think back to COVID, when a lot of these school unions were doing everything they could to keep the kids locked out of school. They were trying to say it was too dangerous. And yet, in May, this is 3 years ago, late May of 2020, they started to do George Floyd protest. BLM riots came out of that. And people were saying, well, wait a minute, if you can't do school because of COVID, if you're saying people got to stay in their homes because of COVID, how is it okay to have thousands of people crowded together to do?
Oh, no, they actually had, Ron, they had the antidote. You didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm still seeing people wearing masks here in the Philippines.
I saw that too.
And I'm like, so when you were in California, you saw people wearing masks?
Yep, even at all the airports.
I make fun of them. I mean, look, if you got some type of condition, but I'm seeing young people, all they are is a bunch of sheep. All you are is a bunch of sheep buying into the whatever agenda they tell you. If they said to take a banana and shove it somewhere, you probably go ahead and do it because it could help you.
I seen something that was hit the top of the scale of ridiculous the other day. There was a guy riding a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah?
He's riding a motorcycle without a helmet. Without a helmet, which is illegal in the first place, state of Mexico. But he's riding a motorcycle without a helmet, but he's wearing a COVID mask.
He's protected. He is protected. So is it illegal to ride without a helmet in New Mexico?
I wouldn't say for sure because it's been 35 years since I wrote a ticket, but back in my day.
It's not illegal. I don't know about New Mexico, and I probably should know. I will say this much. Gave me a whole nother respect, and I'm not here to preach.
Right.
But gave me a whole nother respect for wearing a helmet. You know, our buddy Todd that used to be on Be in the Breakfast Club.
Right.
Saw me one day riding, and my helmet wasn't buckled up. And he said, if you hit the ground, the helmet's going to fly. 5 minutes before me and the wife got in our accident, I told her, hey, can you snap my helmet? God was looking out for me. Because when my head hit that concrete 3 times.
Oh.
Was the helmet scratched?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, that would have been your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. That helmet, I can go get it during the break. The helmet's got a big old, I mean, thank God the helmet, I mean.
It's probably why you're alive, brother.
No. And so God was looking out for me that day, for sure. God bless. 723, taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, 575-390-4549, trash-eaters.com. They do residential pickup. Give them a call today. And they remind you the Lovington Shelter needs volunteers and they need funding. If you want to make a donation or to volunteer, call them directly, 575-552-3669. They love to get your donation so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Suspect arrested in 5 separate shootings in Phoenix that has left 4 people dead. A suspect has been arrested in connection with 5 separate shootings in the Phoenix metro area that left 4 people dead and a woman wounded, authorities said on Sunday. Mesa police say 20-year-old Aaron Byers was taken into custody Sunday on suspicion of 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. Motive of the shooting, not immediately clear, but police say that Byers took responsibility for the shootings, told police officers that they could find the clothes and the gun that he perpetrated the crimes in. Witnesses identified him. Names of the suspects is being withheld pending notification of family. And officers were dispatched about 10:30 p.m. Friday night to Mesa Park and found the first person that was shot. And this 20-year-old went on a rampage over the next couple days. 5 separate shootings, 4 people dead, 1 clinging to their life, and he has been arrested. Woman that he shot is holding on for dear life, but in stable condition. Thank God. 725, text line 877-396-W105. We're going to get to things that happened on this date in history in a second. Also, we've got the national anthem and pledge on the way. We are on the Breakfast Club.
And Texter says, all right, everyone, get ready for the trans race, says the Texter. Hey, Mama Bear's chiming in, says, San Diego is my hometown. I got great taco shops, Tom. Where did you eat? Well, we first stopped when I got off the plane there in San Diego. We went to eat.
I went anywhere the brother-in-law took me because he was paying for everything.
He did. And here's the deal. They don't make Mexican food like we do down here. It's all mild down there. So I was in hog heaven.
It's mild?
Mm-hmm. It's mild. Everything was mild. Even the chili con queso was mild.
I had the burrito yesterday. Mm-hmm. And let me just say, not really a burrito.
Well, kind of. And then the second day, my brother-in-law says, hey, we're going to go to the cheese factory. And I said, should I take my warm jacket or something? He said, why would you want to do that? Well, anytime I've gone to a factory.
So your mask too.
Well, I thought we were going to a factory. A cheese factory. Turned out to be, it was a restaurant.
Lubbock, Tom. You know, there's one right there in Lubbock. There's also one in Albuquerque.
Look, I ain't never been nowhere.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Well, then that was a part of the story.
Hey, you know what's really bad?
What?
That I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, went there and I asked for a chicken fried steak. They thought I was crazy.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I'll make this quick. I'm in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
40 years ago. A truck had broke down. They're fixing it. I wanted to go to one of the dadgum trail railway diners like you see on TV. Got directed there, walked in, wasn't on the menu, ordered a chicken fried steak. Lady come brought me this grilled little hamburger steak with onions and brown gravy on it. So I had to explain to her what a chicken fried steak was. Miss Lady looked at me and she said, where are you from? And I said, southeastern New Mexico. Without skipping a beat, she looked me right in the face. She said, well, you sure do speak English good.
God bless you. Probably my biggest adjustment living in the Midwest, because I lived in Illinois, Iowa, had stations in Missouri, Wisconsin, and my biggest adjustment was sweet tea.
Really?
There ain't no sweet tea. What
is it?
You got to put your own sugar in the damn tea.
Oh, okay.
I tried explaining that there's a process that if you actually, when you make the tea, you put the sugar in it, it tastes so much better. and the sugar melts.
Yes.
They couldn't get that. They just, yeah.
Got one more text. It says, Brandon from Artesia says, it's not illegal in New Mexico to ride without a helmet. But
there you go, Brett.
But I wear mine anyways because, I'm just not that stupid, he says.
Yeah, I kind of learned my lesson. Yeah. And one of my kids, I was leaving Saturday to go to the dentist. I got to go back tomorrow, but I didn't get my bottom teeth because she messed them up as we were doing it. But they got me brand new ones, and so I'll go back tomorrow. But I told him I'm taking the motorcycle. He saw me grab the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I go, "The car's up in the mountains. It's Fiesta. I got to go." And he's just shaking his head. I'm like, "I'm going to be fine. There is nothing that I'm afraid of." I mean, I have come back so many times. When I had my accident in 94.
Right.
When I had 70 pounds of steel dropped on my head, they said, "You will never work a day in your life, another day." I came back. And I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't want to be scared of something. I don't want to be scared of riding a motorcycle. I don't want to be scared of driving a car. The only thing I want to be fearful of is that, that not getting to heaven. That's it. That's the only thing. So I'm not afraid. It was a freak accident, and I'm going to get the proper gear when I go to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be afraid of anything.
Except going to heaven.
Yeah, that's it. Not going there.
But you've been saved already.
So, well, that doesn't, you don't think I'm a sinner too?
Yeah, but you've got that ticket to heaven. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it.
Man breaks in, mobs the floor, takes a selfie, and steals cupcakes in a robbery. Vancouver business owner shared the video. Dude broke in and stole a couple cupcakes, took some selfies, and that's pretty much it, and then left. This guy could be called the cleaning cooks or crooks, whatever way you want. A business owner didn't even sound very upset because dude cleaned up the place. And a Florida man arrested for allegedly pouring gas on another man and lighting him on fire, according to police. Tampa, Florida, man was arrested Sunday afternoon after allegedly pouring gas on another man and setting him on fire. Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies press conference. Yeah, two men got into a verbal argument at the mobile gas station. Earl Hallgrove, 34 years old, was one of the men in the argument, and he purchased a gallon of gas, poured it on the other man, and set him on fire. Sheriff's office did not identify the victim. He was taken to the hospital. He is listed in critical condition. What is the matter with this world? 7:32. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Tom, any word from the city of Hobbs? What's going on with recently with all these murders?
No, I talked with one of the detectives last week. A lot of what is happening, people are not coming forward with information on this deal, and they can't help the cops that way. I mean, if you knew something, you need to call the Hobbs police.
Yeah, but look, I get that people need to, but this is not normal.
No.
That we have this many shootings and this many. I mean, if you'd have said that Roswell, I'd be going, well, I mean, 15 murders a year. I mean,
they're down this year
on average.
Mm-hmm.
But my son said this, and I don't know if he was just, he said that he believed that Hobbs had more murders than Lubbock.
That may be true. That may be a fact.
Year to day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to look that up. And you look at a city the size of Lubbock, and Hobbs has more murders. That's troubling.
Well, a lot has to do with the drug trafficking out here.
And you don't think there's drug trafficking everywhere?
Yeah, but sometimes there's an unwritten code that these drug dealers have.
And so the guy that got killed at Walmart, that was a drug deal going bad?
You don't know. We don't know exactly what happened on that deal. But they knew each other. That's one fact. That is for sure. These four individuals knew each other. But I don't know, multiple things, family feuds are the thing in Roswell. Always has been. You kill my cousin, I'm gonna kill yours.
No, that's more a gang.
So
that's more a gang.
But it's a culture that Roswell will never ever get rid of if they don't change the way they feel about one another.
Well, and part of that is the welfare mentality.
Yeah.
Hobbs is told, as far as Hobbs is a working class place where people get up every day and go to work. Great majority. So I'm trying to look at the crime stats.
We are going to have Chief Fonz in here, so we're going to have also our representative Randall Pettigrew and the chief of police here, and as well as our buddy Joe from the Rig Outfitters. He'll be here soon, so we're going to try to get him in the studio, talk about this crime, especially a lot of retail crime going on.
So we're going to have multiple people in the studio.
Yep. Now that Randy's back from the session,
it would be nice if somebody would let me know. That way I can get the clients in. Thank you.
Yeah, but this is not going to happen for a little bit. But yeah, they're coming in.
I appreciate you for giving me a heads up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate those guys for coming on, but thanks for the heads up. All right, things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by Trade at New Mexico. Get your CDL and 1 week, 96% passing rate, 25 years of training and staff development. You might be asking, how do they get people passed in 1 week? The way they do it, they've got 96% passing rate because they give you more one-on-one time and behind the wheel. That's the way they do it. They're based in Roswell. Let them know that you heard it on B in the Breakfast Club. Save $100. Their number 575-840-9555. Give them a call today. 7:36. We are B on the Breakfast Club. Things that happened on this date in history with Russ Black.
592 years ago, 1431, a 19-year-old Joan of Arc was burned at the stake in France when she was found guilty of sorcery. That was her final charges, was sorcery. Also, General John Logan inspired Memorial Day, which was originally called Decorations Day. It started 155 years ago on this day. And 140 years ago, the Brooklyn Bridge was stampeded by tourists, panicked pedestrians, and 14 people were trampled. They were just come to see the bridge. It got out of hand. The Indianapolis 500 was held for the first time 1911, 112 years ago. The average speed of the race, 74.6 miles per hour, but there was one driver killed during the race. And then on your birthday board, Gladys Knight. I didn't know she was still around, but Gladys Knight's birthday. She's got a new song out called Midnight Train to the Villages, America's Happiest Hometown. And then happy birthday to Melanie Brown of the Spice Girls. And, of course, today she's known as Old Spice. There you go. That's this day in history.
I was just trying to look up murders in Lubbock, and I can't make heads and tails. Someone can find that. That'd be awesome. How many murders in Hobbs this year, Tom?
I would be wrong if I told you what it was. I'll check.
So what time are our guests coming in? That way I can get all the sponsors.
Today?
No, that's not today. These guests are not coming in.
Well, that's what you said.
No, so I got to still line them up. We've already have the approval that all three are coming in.
Okay, am I the only one that heard that?
No, it's not today.
You said in a little bit. Yeah, a little bit means in like 15, 20 minutes.
Not a little bit. A little bit means I got to get them all coordinated.
All right.
Future and the guest, if we're lucky, who'll get these people on.
Where's the drill? I'm saying a little bit means they're coming up in a little bit.
Well, a little bit could mean also a little bit means a week.
No wonder you're not married or have a chick in sight. You can't communicate worth a damn.
Or somebody just heard me.
No, I didn't mishear you. That's what you said, in a little bit.
No. Because you know better. You know our guests come on Fridays, not on Mondays, or not on Tuesdays, or Wednesdays.
How come they do make that so hard, B? I have Googled number of murders in Hobbs 2023, total number of... Nobody will tell you.
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm having such hard trouble coming up with that stat.
That is usually released quarterly to the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to know how many murders in Hobbs so far this year. And Tom, how would we ascertain that information in Roswell? Oh, they would actually post it and say we've had 12 murders so far this year. Year to date, 12 murders.
Yep, that's the way they usually do it.
The most that I've seen in Roswell would be 15, and I think that was in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 2009, by the way.
29? Mm-hmm. Holy crap.
You remember they had 6 murders in the month of May alone that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
We weren't there in we were there in 2009.
Yep.
But they average about 15.
Oh,
15
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hobbs in Mexico murder homicide rate for 2018 was 2.61 for every 100,000 people.
Yeah, you figure that one out. I just want to know a total number. How many people?
That's what I want to know. How many damn people?
Anybody know how many murders in Hobbs so far this year? And the other thing, how many murders in Roswell are we keeping pace? And in Lubbock, how many murders in Lubbock since my son made that comment?
I don't think Roswell
I have no idea.
I do not believe Roswell leads the pack. They usually do, but I don't think in this case they're going to.
You think Hobbs is leading Roswell?
I think so.
Wow.
I'm going to check here one of my sources. So
I would love to know that number. All right, 741. Wrap up the text so we can get to our news. Also, national anthem and the pledge on the way.
We went to Walmart and Hobbs last night. The homeless and the crackheads have increased here lately. Definitely not a safe place anymore, says the texter. Reminds me of a Salvation Army during a snowstorm. Ooh.
Wow. Oh, hell. I just tried looking up the murder rate in Lubbock, and it took me to download an app, which was Tinder. Oh, hell no, I'm not putting that on my phone. Trying to get me in trouble. Oh, hell no.
Well, this one texter says, I believe it's 3 murders.
No, it's got to be more than 3.
Another one says, no, it's way too many murders in Hobbs, says the texter. One of them,
it's got to be more than 3. I mean, we've had 3 in the last month.
Yeah. Biden lover says, you know what? 1 murder is way, way too much. So,
well, I mean, in a perfect world, you're right. 1 murder is just too many. I get it. 1 murder is too many. How do we stop the murders? And I'm just going to say this much. When we look at the Red River shooting, the guy that shot those people, you think the gun was bought legally? Or maybe he's a felon? We don't know at the current rate and time. The governor is already speaking out about we need more gun laws. You know what will bite her in the butt? If it comes out this guy was a felon and had a gun with him. How does a felon purchase the gun? Oh, illegally. You're never going to stop that. You're never going to stop that. Tom?
Texter says, you arm yourself. If you arm yourself, says one of the texters. Another one says sorcery. I think that's what the text wanted to establish.
I think I said
sorcery.
Did I say sorcery, sorcery?
You said sauce out there. What kind of sauce is he talking about?
Look, we're close to Roswell. It was in the neighborhood.
Right. And with more illegals in southeast New Mexico, this text says, in different cities and cultures, and drugs established in their territory. That's why they increase in murders, says the text.
You know, I had no idea. I was looking at the most dangerous cities in Texas. And I would have, my kids live in Lubbock. Lubbock came in at number 8 in the United States. I would have never thought that. 8. Albuquerque is at number 4. Memphis, Tennessee is number 1. St. Louis, Missouri, number 2. Oakland, California, number 3. Baltimore, Maryland, number 5. New Orleans, number 6. Detroit, Michigan, number 7. Lubbock, number 8. Chicago, number 9. Stockton, California, at number 10. And you know what number? How many Republican cities? One, Lubbock. But I would never think that Lubbock would be I'm serious. I would never think that Lubbock would be a dangerous city. I don't see it. But what they're saying is Lubbock, Texas, population 260,000. Lubbock has a crime rate that is 121% higher than the national average. In 2022, Lubbock had 5,263 crimes per 100,000 people, 2,856 violent crimes. Of those violent crimes, 28 murders. 28 murders. So I would have never penned that. I would have never, ever, don't get it. I have never had one bit of trouble in Lubbock.
What did, who sang that song, Times Are Changing?
Times are definitely kind of crazy. Yeah. All right, we got to get to National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. Keep you updated with everything going on. Check of the weather quickly. Calling for sunny skies today. Being brought to you by WWRV3.com. Give them a call, 988-0392. New to the area. They've got 162 RV hookups, 3 RV parks, every one of them coming with 30 and 50 amps, all utilities included, and one price. And that includes wired internet right to your hookup. Movie streaming, gaming, not a problem. WWRV, they're pet friendly, very well lit up, and they would love to chat with you. By the way, they're also very, very bright with street lights. This is for the working men and women. Get pricing today. Contact them at 988-0392 or WWRV3.com. Sunny today, 92, 63 and clear tonight. Chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. Sunny in the morning, 87 for the high. And then rain Wednesday afternoon and the Wednesday night, and even Thursday, a chance of rain. We're going to get you updated with news coming up in just a second. We'll give you a chance to qualify our national anthem and our pledge, being brought to you by Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent. 40-plus years in the business, 19 years of age. She started her business, and 40 years later, she's still helping people when they have a claim and helping people save money. She can bundle all your policies to save you money. Give her a call this morning, 575-393-2661. Tell her exactly what you need. She'll come up with a quote to meet all your needs: home, auto, life, recreational vehicles, commercial insurance, life insurance, and more. 575-393-2661, serving Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. Farmers Insurance agent Rebecca Long, proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge on W105.
We are the Dominguez family from Hobbs, New Mexico.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carrie Underwood.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant endlessly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you this morning. 749, large prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you that God is in control.
From Psalms this morning, let them give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for men.
I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaze Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that he will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
T1 got a lot of things to talk about. Stand by. MSNBC talks about conservatives. What does it mean to be a conservative? And Representative Kennedy talks about the debt ceiling and the taxes that are included. We'll get to that. 7:51, be on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Our buddy Joe reminding you they're in the Broadmoor Mall. Need FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts, whatever you need, they've got you covered. Working in the oil field, need hard hats, boots, steel toe boots, safety gear. They've got all of that and more. And in the same store, furniture, appliances, and electronics. And they have all of that with zero down financing. Next door, Scrub Outfitters with the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Joe saw the niche in the market that, 100 miles, nobody was selling scrubs. So he did it big, came up with the largest store in 100 miles. And they have the big name brands like Dickies, Meg Couture's, Peaches, Healing Hands, and more. Compression socks, the really cute compression socks, comfy shoes, and all the equipment you need to go to work in the medical field. Scrub Outfitters and Rig Outfitters, find them today inside the Broadmoor Mall. 7:52, we are B and the Breakfast Club, keeping you updated and qualifying you for cash. Big winner last week. We're going to give you a chance to win coming up on Friday with the Ride with Russ. Be listening all morning and this afternoon to qualify. We'll give you that opportunity in just a second to qualify for the cash. News this morning being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. Settling the big cases out in the patch, more than $10 million. Also $9 million in a medical malpractice case. If you've been involved in an accident, slip and fall, car accident, truck accident, give him a call today. 575-208-5300. And if you've gotten yourself in a criminal matter, need somebody to defend you, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. 7:53, taking a break, coming right back. Be in the Breakfast Club on W105.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The Rules Committee in the Republican House meets this afternoon to discuss the debt ceiling bill before it heads to a vote in the full House tomorrow where it needs help to pass. Ohio Congressman Warren Davidson.
It won't pass with just Republican votes. So what's yet to be told is how many Democrats will be able to support the bill.
The Republican earlier on Fox Business. Davidson is in for the bill, but at least 6 House Republicans are against it. This Russian city to target.
People in Moscow woken up by explosions early on Tuesday, with video on social media showing further evidence of the attack. I heard a deafening bang, says this man, like a bolt of lightning.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Ukraine isn't talking, but it would be their deepest attack since Russia's invasion more than 15 months ago. America's listening to Fox News.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Take a small step toward a big future for your child and get them caught up on their vaccines. Just like helmets, seatbelts, and all the other ways you keep your fearless child safe, vaccines are a proven and effective way to strengthen your child's immune system to protect them from illness and set them up for a bright future. Don't wait, vaccinate. Make an appointment to get your child caught up on their vaccines today. Get started at vaccinenm.org/kids.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at wwrvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
Serving all of Eddy County and beyond, TD Backhoe and Septic Services is ready to get your system running top-notch. They can pump your septic tank when it's full, and they can help you maintain your septic tank with regular service. TD Backhoe and Septic Service for your commercial or residential systems. Call Dan at 575-302-2505 or call or text Dan's cell directly at 432-208-8311. That's Dan at 432-208-8311.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Memorial Day values to kick Off the summer season all this week at Bob's Ritchway. Whole selected New York strip steak, $4.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $1.77 a pound. Assorted pork chop, 99 cents a pound. And get back to grilling. All-American hamburger patty, 2-pound box, $4.99. Smoked sausage links, 2-pound pack, just $11.99. And get your barbecue sauces, specials, and marinades on special. King Hawaiian buns, big 12-ounce pack, just $2.98. And those are just a few of over 150 big value summer specials to kick off your Memorial Day all this week at Bob's Ritchway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar always goes farther.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The Southeast Plains of New Mexico temperatures are going to be a toaster today on this Tuesday. Mid-90s, 96 degrees in Roswell, 95 Carlsbad, Artesia, 89 degrees in Lovington. That kind of heating may produce a couple of small showers, but the rain chance will be increasing by tomorrow. High in the upper 80s in Lovington with a 20% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105 and the Breakfast Club in the morning. W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Any questions?
No.
All right, straight up 8 o'clock, KWMW, Mount Jamara 105.1 FM. 12-year-old boy who wanted to challenge a graduate from California college last week, where he was presented the historic 5 degrees. He's 12 years old.
Wow.
And part of the real challenge at his age is paying off those student loans.
Right.
Yeah, the kid's name is Clovis Hung, and became the youngest person to graduate from Fullerton College. And then everybody said, what are you going to do after you get out of college, Hung? He still hasn't figured that out. He's 12 years old. Illinois High School had 12 sets of twins graduate this past weekend.
That was in the water.
12. Yeah. You thought high school kids only see double when they went to a party? 12 twins and 1 graduating class. That has to be a record. And 2 escapees in Mississippi. Yeah, 2 inmates escaped from Mississippi at the Raymond Detention Center on Sunday. Isn't that where the other 2 escaped? Joseph Spring and Michael Lewis, 31, escaped through a fence just weeks after 6 inmates escaped from that facility. By the way, a federal judge ordered to take over the jail. Judge is like, enough. We're taking over the jail. Sorry, state of Mississippi. We're taking over your jail. And 8 people were rescued from an apartment building that collapsed. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds yesterday issued a disaster declaration for Scott County in response to the Sunday partial collapse of a 6-story apartment building that was in downtown Davenport. Authorities report that 8 people had to be rescued. The building is expected to be demolished today. There are actually people living in the building, and now they're going to 6 stories. How many families are going to be displaced? You remember when this happened in Florida? Dade County, all of a sudden the apartment building collapsed. I think that was 13 stories. All those people displaced. That was hundreds and hundreds of people. And looks like State Farm is no longer accepting applications for homeowners insurance in California. Part of the reason they're not accepting it, fires, wildfires, and could it be also rapid crime, just crime everywhere? San Francisco, please. You're not getting insured with anybody if you have a business in San Francisco. I saw a story over the weekend on San Francisco, how major companies are just moving out.
Yep,
You're never going to get those guys back. You're never. And new study indicates that adults with type 2 diabetes have one of the greatest improvements in glucose control that this is not like back in the day. They said the number one way to control type 2 diabetes
is
afternoon exercise. Afternoon exercise. The number one way to control type 2 diabetes is afternoon exercise. Not morning, afternoon exercise. Tom, you're type 2, correct?
Yes.
Get your butt and work out in the afternoon.
Well, I do. I take a nap.
Yes, that's working out. Yes, no doubt. I mean, from a guy that has 1/3 of his job responsibilities, you're tuckered out, boo-boo. You're very tuckered out.
I do have a lot of jet lag for this trip.
Yeah. Oh, jet lag from how long was the trip, Tom?
All right. So from Albuquerque to Phoenix, it was an hour. Phoenix to San Diego was an hour.
Jet lag.
Yeah.
Shut the hell
From
up.
a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you would be from a 20 to 30-hour flight. Serious. And by the way, I fly back on Wednesday the 14th and get into Dallas Wednesday the 14th, and we'll show up for work on Thursday the 15th. You big baby cry. Portocino mijo.
Oh, yeah.
Jet lag from a 2-hour flight.
Boy, B, have you been to Phoenix and San Diego and Albuquerque? Those are long gates. You got to walk a ways.
Shut up. Try going to Dallas. Try going to Los Angeles. Try going to Shanghai. Try going to Tokyo. You want me to continue?
Well, I know.
Because I will. All right, we've got to get to the boob of the day coming up this morning. 8:06. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club. Another day in paradise. MSNBC talking about what does it mean to be a conservative nowadays. Tom, what does it mean to be a conservative?
Means that you've got a certain way your lifestyle. You don't do stupid things, and you believe.
Whoa. Mitch McConnell, leader of the Republican Party, and the Senate side just said go along with the bill and pass it. What are you talking about? Don't say stupid things, do stupid things.
You know what Trump said the other day? He said, let the debt ceiling deadline go. See what happens. I'm inclined to agree with him.
So here's what MSNBC. Yeah, the talking heads were on there talking about what does it mean to be a conservative. They actually said that conservatives today hate Ronald Reagan.
I don't know how the conservative brand is not just absolutely tarnished for decades to come.
What is the conservative brand right now? Is it, if you said, what do they stand for? Basically, it's hate, it's grievance, it's anger, it's breaking of laws. It is, the Republicans should have a loop. And the loop should play to them, who was it that brought conservative movement to and really made it relevant to Americans? Ronald Reagan. And they are anti-Ronald Reagan, everything that Reagan stood for.
By the way, you have a president on the Democratic side right now that has broken more laws and committed more acts of treason in 47 years of selling out this country than any Republican that I can know. Look, I'm not happy with Republicans. I am not happy with Republicans. And if they go along with this debt ceiling deal and it does not have a work program for people on Medicaid and welfare, I will be pissed. If it forgives student loans, I will be pissed. If it forgives, pretty much all the debt that we have right now and hiring of 87,000 IRS agents. I'm not talking about not hiring them for 1 year. I'm talking about period. If it doesn't have a how to fix our border and immigration in the bill, no, I don't want to hear about it. So if Republicans cave, I will be just as pissed at Republicans, because you guys talk a good game, and then when it comes time for the shoving, you just don't shove. Somebody commented, because I talked about they, if the debt ceiling goes away, I mean, if we don't okay the debt ceiling, then, Social Security could go away. Somebody said that wasn't true. I went back and found the articles where Republicans and Democrats have said it. Well, it's not true. Well, I'm just saying what they said. But if Republicans let us down again, how many opportunities do we give them? 1, 2, 20, 50? Just asking. I'm starting to believe that Republicans and Democrats are the same thing. Once they get to Washington, they become the same thing. Yeah, one wears a brown suit, one wears a blue suit.
Right.
Somebody tell me why I shouldn't feel that way. I would love to hear from you. And Representative Kennedy talks about taxes. We are adding $2 trillion to our national debt. $2 trillion.
Ouch.
But when they sign this deal, $2 trillion. And we're cutting spending for our military at a time where we need to ramp up. Representative Kennedy asked a question to Yellen. How much are we adding as a form of taxes? Here's what she said.
Isn't it a fact that the president's proposed budget proposes $4.7 trillion in new taxes?
It does propose significant additional taxes, yes.
4.7 trillion?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, something like that. So, Republicans, we need you. Stand up. Backbone. That's what we need. I would love to hear from somebody if I'm wrong on this. Please explain what's the difference between Mitch McConnell and Schumer. I would love for you to explain that to me. 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Iron River Inspection. Mike and Matt, second generation pipeliners. They put together a team with over 300 years experience in the patch. Pretty much anything oil field related, they've got the experience. They always look out for your best interests when they go to work for you. They offer pipeline and facility inspection, industry and safety training, and they're one of the top-notch companies for consulting. Put them to work today. IronRiverInspection.com for more information. Text line 877-396-W105. Russ will do the boob of the day in a sec.
B, this just in from the Hobbs Police Department. Hobbs Police Captain Chad Wright reports up to today, which is May the 30th, 3 murders have been recorded in the city of Hobbs.
That's it?
That's it. Now, remember, we had one yesterday and had one 2 weeks ago at the Walmart parking lot, and I don't remember the first one, but so far only.
I thought we had 3 in May, and I could be wrong. I thought we had 3 in May.
Just 2. 2 today.
So 3 total.
3 total.
So Roswell has to have more than 3.
I think so, too. I'll check with
it. Just seems, when we have that many in a very short period, it just makes us believe, I guess, that it's been more. So the actually, Texter was right about, he said 3.
He said 3. And Chad Wright confirmed that. So 3's still a lot, but hey, I'm sure they're working on trying to keep our city safe.
Now, I read somebody said that Hobbs PD is understaffed.
I don't know that. I couldn't confirm that or not.
I don't know that either, but I did read that. Somebody posted on social media, what are we going to do because they're understaffed? Now, look, the highest paid police department in the state is the Hobbs PD, right?
Couldn't tell you, but I've heard that too.
I know they're in the top. Yeah. They're So why can't we get people staffed?
But everybody's understaffed all across the state.
No doubt. Yeah. No doubt.
So,
Well, and that's what happens when we talk about defunding the police.
I started thinking that have to do with defunding the police and vilifying the police.
Well, the other thing is, remember when they passed that bill, qualified immunity?
Yeah.
Well, nobody wants to be sued personally, and that's exactly what that would do. So I know we lost good police officers because of that.
A lot of people. Hey, B, on the text, how many of these murders are related to drugs? Open border, says the text. I mean, open drug pipeline, and lets the types of people who sell and make drugs walk right in, says the texter. It's scary being this close to the border in an administration like this, says the texter. Now, how about the girl that got run over? Now, that is vehicular homicide. That's a whole different type of crime.
Yeah, that's not. That wouldn't be a murder because it wasn't intentional.
Right, it wasn't. And another texter says, "Hey, Tom A, since you were in the airport, try going through the Denver airport," says the texter. Never been
I think
to
the
Denver.
biggest airport I've ever been through, domestic, would be Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. DFW, too. Been there. I know what you mean.
I have no idea. What are the biggest airports in the country?
I would say JFK. LaGuardia is a dump.
And that one, JFK didn't seem as big as
maybe Chicago, O'Hare Airport. DFW for sure. DFW for sure. Hey, B, says Gilbert, what's up with these idiots saying that these armed robbery suspects are good people?
Well, look, people make mistakes. I get that. People make mistakes, but this dude went in there. He was armed. What if something went bad? What if something would have went bad? Not good.
And DFW, yeah, okay. DFW is the biggest, says Papa Top.
No, I'm looking at Denver Airport. I just looked at airadvisory.com. Top 10 largest airports in the United States. Denver International Airport is 135,000 square kilometers.
Wow.
And operates about 52 and a half miles. There's 6 different runways. So that would be number one. DFW is 70 square kilometers and has 191 gates. Orlando International Airport is 54 square kilometers. Dulles and Washington is 53 square meters. And George Bush Intercontinental Airport is 40 square kilometers. Salt Lake City came in at number 6. Number 7, O'Hare, Chicago. San Francisco International at number 8. I didn't think they were that big. John F. Kennedy at number 9. And number 10 is Detroit Airport.
Really?
Los Angeles. It just seems like Los Angeles is bigger than San Francisco.
Well,
but there you go. There's the top 10, Tom.
Well, Papa Top says, yeah, DFW has the most flights in and out, period. He says.
That's crazy.
And Atlanta has a very big airport also. Did that come up in the top 20?
Atlanta did not.
Okay. And
not in the top 10.
Not in that. Hey, B, this texter is asking, the only way to repay the debt, you think, is to borrow more?
No. I don't believe that America should be borrowing any money. The richest country in the world. Why are we borrowing money? Live within our means. Quit borrowing money. Quit giving money to every third world country in the world. Quit giving our money away to welfare recipients. Put their ass to work. Just like you get up, make them get up. Now, are there cases of people that have sick children and can't get up? Look, I worked. I raised 5 kids. You know, we always go, well, you know, they're raising their kids. I was raising my kids. I worked 12, 13, 14 hours a day and raised my kids. I'm sick and tired of us giving everything away. Why are we at $32 trillion in debt? Why? We should not be borrowing money. And this is not all blamed on Biden. This happened a long time ago.
You know, I was watching the news earlier this morning, and it said that this debt ceiling, did they start doing it back in the 1960s during the Kennedy administration?
I don't know how far it goes back, but the point is, the richest country in the world live within our means. Balanced budget, and we collect more taxes today than ever in the history of America.
Yep.
And under this Biden structure, this deal right here, they're going to also raise more taxes. Can't wait for it. Caregiver and 2 other charged in the case of neglect and abuse after a ruling came that they are no longer in custody. Can you believe this? They are no longer in custody. Investigators said that Angela Chacon, Patricia Hurtado, and Luz Scott tried to drive the woman that they were the caregivers for. They tried to drive her. She had a developmental disability.
Right.
They tried to drive her to Juarez. They found the body, if I'm not mistaken, close to the desert. Medical professionals were able to get her to a hospital and save her life. So now we've released these people. They were trying to get the lady to Juarez. Chances are now they might go to Juarez themselves. Medical procedure gone wrong is costing Presbyterian Medical Center $22.7 million after a jury found it liable for a botched surgery of a Kirkland Air Force veteran. Upon being discharged from the Rio Rancho Hospital in 2019, Armando Graham complained about being in pain from a surgery done 3 days earlier. Armando had a surgery, and evidently the hospital failed to provide proper care, and so he's getting $22.7 million. He went on to have 16 other surgeries. 16 other surgeries. He's 69 years old. 22.7 million. I don't know if that's enough. 102-year-old woman shared the secrets to long life. Tom, what do you think the secret is?
Making love.
And so with that being said, you're dying early. 102-year-old woman shared her secret, and I'm going to bring this to the wife, damn it. Her name is Joyce Jackman, celebrated her 102nd birthday. She said the secret to a long life is in libido.
Libido?
Yep, that's what she said, in your libido.
That means that 102, how old did you say she was?
102.
Means she still puts out?
Yeah, she had 102. She said that's the secret to her long longevity is that, So, well,
I better get started then.
Congratulations, Tom. You're dying early. All right, 877-396-W105. Get to the text. We're going to do the boob of the day. Take a break. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Hey, Germ this morning chimes in. Laugh out loud. You guys are funny. But if a so-called good police officer left because of qualified immunity, that means they weren't a good cop anyway.
No.
Says
no. Look, somebody could accuse them of something that's not true. Accuse them of something that's not true. And that could be enough. They can be sued directly. They could lose their home. They could lose everything they've worked for an accusation without any proof that they did anything wrong. So, yeah, I got a problem with that.
So,
and of course,
go ahead.
We're going to lose good police officers.
So Germ goes on to say, he says, qualified immunity is in place to hold bad officers accountable for violating someone's rights. And he goes on to
hold good officers accountable for things that they didn't do.
Well, and Germ goes on to say, I thought you guys were conservative and supported our Constitution. Says Germ.
I support
that's not all of what that means. It's not just qualifying somebody's, violating somebody's rights. It's the difference in almost anything that a police officer could do, or as B says, be accused of, where the risk management and the city would back them up. Now they can be filed on personally.
Hey, look.
I wouldn't be a police officer now.
That is untrue on the air. The station carries an insurance policy. I'm protected. Nobody's going to sue me directly. They might sue the insurance company, but they're not going to sue me directly.
And
if they could sue me directly, maybe chances are maybe I wouldn't say a whole bunch.
Right.
Oh, no, I still would.
Yeah. Patricia from West Odessa is commenting this morning. The hardworking Americans, we end up paying so much taxes so we can give to the poor because, they're too lazy to work and give to the illegals because they come in here and get all the stuff free anyway. We're stupid enough to give it to them. This is Patricia this morning.
We are the dumbest country in the world where we give to people that haven't paid a penny in. In the meantime, we let people that have bled for this country live on the streets. Our veterans. God bless you. One more, Tom.
One more texter says, what is longevity? Is asking, rather. Longevity. Did someone say longevity? No?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Another texter says, when was the first dollar? When it was created from the bankers, where do you get the second dollar to repay it? You need to get it from the bankers. B.
Or maybe we could generate it through taxes
right.
and oil and gas revenue and leases of land, and the list goes on and on and on. Yes. All right, Boob of the Day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff, and they would love to chat with you. If you're living in pain, they have ways to help you with that pain. Yeah, you probably look, if you're living in back pain or neck pain or shoulder pain, they probably said, let me shoot you up with some steroids when you went to the doctor. That's not healthy. When I talk about stuff like ozone shots, there is nothing that ozone can cause you. It's not going to cause you problems later on. Those steroid shots could shut down your kidney and all kind of other could cause you liver problems. They offer stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, hormonal optimization, and the list goes on and on and on. If you're living with menopause, no need to suffer alone. Go in there and let them do the blood work and figure out exactly what is going on. Guys, if you're living with low libido caused by low testosterone, go and talk to Kelly Pfeiffer. First thing I'm doing when I'm getting back, probably on the 16th, I'm going in there and give him blood. Deep dive into my blood work, find out exactly. It's my annual thing that I do. Find out exactly where I'm at. 3900 North Lebanon Highway, Hobbs, America. They have a lab right there in the facility. Herbs and vitamins and more. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics.
I'm not sure who the boob of the day is on this one because they're both unnamed, and I don't know if it was the woman driving through the drive-through or the clerk that didn't explain exactly what was going on. But last Wednesday afternoon, a middle-aged white woman with gray hair went through the Burger King drive-through in Omaha, Nebraska, and was told her order would be $8. But when the woman pulled up the window, the employee handed her a small bottle of milk and told her that her order would be only $7. That's because it was actually only $7 in the first place. The lady hadn't ordered the milk. So the lady in the car apparently took it for granted that they didn't have her drink order. So they was giving her the milk and taking $1 off.
In place of it,
In the confusion, the employee told police the customer got upset, said she wanted to pay her full price and get her drink, threw the milk bottle back in through the window, striking the employee in the chest, who was uninjured. And then the woman sped off without her order or without paying for it. And police were called. There was no laws broken because the lady never left with the food. She just ordered it. So we've got 3 boobs of the day. The lady got confused over why her order was $1 cheaper. The girl behind the counter didn't explain it to her when she gave her the wrong drink order and gave her the milk. And whatever assistant shift manager at at McDonald's that called the cops over this. All 3 of you are the boobs of the day.
Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Anesthetics. Let's talk about qualified immunity. So if a police officer arrests somebody and, look, he's not there to be the judge or the jury.
Right.
He arrests somebody. And later on, the judge decides that they don't have enough information to charge that person with a crime, and he lets them go. That person can sue the police officer for wrongful arrest. See, would you like to have a job like that? Because I know I wouldn't, because we all make mistakes every day. So why would we lose good police officers? Man, you're putting it on the line every single day. How many times do they go to a domestic case and they arrest somebody for domestic disturbance or battery to a household member? And it goes before the judge, goes before the jury, and that person is let off because there's not enough evidence. That person can now come back and sue the police officer. What about if he gives them a ticket? I don't know if I wouldn't want that job. I'm going to be honest, because I'm going to make a mistake for sure. 831 morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. And don't forget, they also have the largest selection. 2 lots in Roswell. They'd love to show you around. Go online. Every unit on their lots is right there at maintrailersalesinc.com. Call David this morning, 575-622-1751. 65 plus years in the business. Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. It's been a while since we heard about this case. Natalie Holloway.
Yes, I remember her.
I mean, that's been, 2005 she disappeared?
Yep, went on vacation with her parents to Aruba, or was it something like that?
No, it wasn't out with her parents. It was...
Oh, a group of teenagers, that's right.
Yeah, a group of teenagers, like a senior getaway.
Yes.
And that's when she disappeared and in Aruba. And that's when they did make the arrest of Jordan van der Sloon. And he's 36 now, has been arrested and was charged in Aruba, extradited to the United States. Anyway, he was beat up in prison. He's a Dutch citizen, has been in jail since 2006.
On a different charge, too. It was also a domestic charge.
Was it a different charge?
Yeah.
He's extradited to the United States.
Right. He's never been held accountable for her disappearance. But, yeah, for another girl. So he's got a track record.
Very, very fishy about that case.
Yep.
Very fishy. And a Texas firefighter was stabbed in the thigh early yesterday morning by a man accused of starting multiple fires. And firefighters were there to put it out along Interstate 35 in Austin. Austin Fire Department Shift Commander Eddie Martinez told the Austin American-Statesman that the firefighters' injuries were non-life-threatening. So they came upon this guy setting the fire, and that's when he stabbed the firefighter in the thigh. Looks like he's going to be okay. Thank God for that. By the way, they have not arrested the person that set those fires. 9 dead, 34 injured. Big weekend in Chicago. They've got a new governor, but there's one thing that hasn't happened. The shootings. They haven't stopped. They haven't stopped. 59-year-old man, 57-year-old woman, a 77-year-old man, all hit and taken to a local hospital during as shots rang out on the sidewalk. Just a couple hours later, more shots. 9 people dead, 35 injured in Chicago. Ron DeSantis had that right. Chances of you getting a great education in Chicago, you have a better chance of being shot.
Right.
All right, text line 834, Tom.
Hey, Jerm is chiming in. Well, if it was a wrongful arrest, they should be held accountable.
Well,
he's saying.
So what is a wrongful? I mean, serious. Because the judge might see it a different way.
Right.
Than the police officer, and he is not a judge or a jury.
No, he's not. That's tough being a cop.
I mean, nobody will want to do this job.
No.
Nobody. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to do it. You're going to put me under a microscope like that every day? That's why we have a system that is laid out. That's why we have judges and juries. The police officer's not a judge and jury. And we're talking about street cops. They're not even detectives.
Rank and file.
They're just making arrests. Now, Russ, you were a police officer. How would you like to lose everything that you own based on that you arrested somebody that eventually gets off on the case?
I was arresting a subject one day for drunken driving and a warrant being out on him. I handcuffed him and was holding him next to my car, supporting his back as I was opening the door to put him in the car. And he leaned his head back and banged his face on the hood of my car and busted his lip. And tried to sue the Carlsbad Police Department, claiming that I had beaten him.
Excessive force?
Excessive force. God that nowadays we have dash cameras and lapel cameras.
So what I'm saying, though, is when we think about the chances of us being sued, it's because we're not forced into conflict with citizens and people every day. A police officer is forced into a situation and then has to try to manage that situation. That's one of the reasons why the risk management and the acts of him being protected was first instilled, because because he's being forced in that situation.
Yeah.
So.
Looks like Mitch McConnell urging the Senate to pass the debt ceiling. Haven't read it yet, but pass it, damn it. Go ahead. We can't go into default. I strongly urge both chambers to pass the agreement. Let's keep it moving forward. Haven't read it yet, but let's keep it moving. Thank you, Mitch McConnell. By the way, it's time for you to go.
Right.
It really is. 8:38. Wrap her up, Tom. We're going to take our break. 8:38.
All right. This text is saying the U.S. has had depth since its inception. Our records show that the depths occurred during the American Revolutionary Wars, which amounted just over $75 million by January 1st of 1791. Now, over the following 4 years, the debt continues. Well, past 145 years, the debt continues to grow, says the texter. 32 million. Wow. Another texter says...
32 trillion.
I'm sorry, you're right, 32 trillion. Travis from Roswell says, hey, I think you're right, but there's a lot of young, dumb cops right now that are ruining people's lives by arresting them on garbage, and you have no recourse. What about the life there? What about their life? There needs to be real consequences for officers that break people's constitutional rights, says Travis.
Look, Will was not arrested but given a ticket in Roswell for driving too close. His car has that little thing that beep, 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 that when you get too close. And so he knew he wasn't driving too close. And the kid told him, sheriff's deputy told him that I have to write so many tickets. Number one, you're not supposed to tell anybody if you got a quota or not got a quota. Right. Just saying. And number two, there should be no quota. And number three, driving too close. And then he didn't show up at the court, so it was a total waste of time. So there are a lot of young police officers. Why? Because the older police officers are like, I'm not losing my house. Mm-hmm. You know, the older you get, you have more to lose. I'm not losing everything that I work for. I get it. What else, Tom? Quickly.
This texter says, you know what? I make a low six figures, but paid 59% in taxes. Now, Aaron Gordon, he plays for the Denver Nuggets. He made $19 million and only paid 42% in taxes. What's the deal?
I need to figure out how you're paying 59%.
Said he made low six figures.
Low six figures. So like 110,000, you should be somewhere around 39%. And personally, you need to come up with a better strategy.
Right. or a better accountant. That's what I started to say.
Right.
I mean, better. See, that's why he's paying less than you, because he's got a guy that's all he does is come up with a strategy. Not saying it's right, but just saying he's got that figured out. All right, we're going to get updated, find out what's going on with news. 841, be on the Breakfast Club. Some of the stories we'll talk about next. A Mexican woman living in New York City and a hotel throws her baby away. Greg Abbott of Texas signs in the law the Crown Act. I'll tell you what that is. And a Pennsylvania baseball player dies in the dugout. We'll tell you what happened. Millions of fast food workers could be gone in the next 5 years. I've discussed this. We won't need to. And Permian high school students don't get to walk across the stage. We'll tell you why. Trump and DeSantis in Florida. What do you think the numbers are? I'll get you updated with that. And how much money is Target lost in 10 days?
Ooh.
I'll give you the answer to that also. Let's take a break. News this morning being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew. Randy would love to chat with you if you're in District 61 and need help. Anything to do with what's going on in Santa Fe. Maybe you need help with your driver's license or dealing with one of the entities in Santa Fe. Can't get through. Phone calls not returned. Whatever the case is, Randy would love to help out. You can find out all his contact information at RandallPettigrew.com. RandallPettigrew.com. Randy has been in office now, second term. Continues to fight for our way of life in Southeast New Mexico. That website again, RandallPettigrew.com. Let's qualify people. Coming right back with a look at news 842 or W105.
The Geo Group in Hobbs presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call now. Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money. And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Local news brought to you by M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump Services in Lovington, owned, operated, and serving the community for over 30 years. Call 575-390-4446.
Make M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump of Lovington your domestic well specialist. Owner-operated with 30-plus years of experience, specializing in complete water systems for new home construction, domestic well drilling, as well as replacement wells and servicing all makes and models of water systems, including variable speed drive and constant water pressure systems. Call M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump today, 575-390-4446. That's M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump. Hometown quality you can depend on.
MTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Homicide investigation underway in Hobbs after a man shot and killed Sunday. Spokesperson for Hobbs Police say officers learned about a shooting near the intersection of West Broadway and South Grime Streets just after 10:30 in the morning. They arrived on scene to find Giovanni Morales, who suffered at least one gunshot wound. Morales transported to a local hospital but did not survive. Anyone with information about this incident, you're asked to contact Lee County Crime Stoppers. New Mexico State Police investigating a shooting in Red River. It involved two motorcycle gangs Saturday at about 5 o'clock. Gunshots reported to be fired in the area of East Main Street. When police arrived, they found 2 deceased individuals and 6 hurt. 5 of the injured transported to local hospitals, where one person later died. Another individual airlifted to a Denver hospital yesterday. The police chief gave an update and said all 8 individuals involved, identified as outlaw motorcycle gang members from the Water Dogs and Bandidos. Once again, police continue to investigate. Bond set at $5,000 last week for one of 2 local men who allegedly smashed a water filling station with a pickup truck last year in a failed attempt to take money from it. The judge bond for 40-year-old Kenny Story of Roswell Thursday, when Story made an initial appearance in Chavez County Magistrate Court. The judge also set bond at $5,000 for Story in a charge of controlled substance possession prohibited in another case. Story and another man, 39-year-old Reynaldo Vallejo, also of Roswell, are each charged with criminal damage to property over $1,000 after they reportedly made multiple unsuccessful attempts to open and take money from a water filling station located in the parking lot of a 1300 block of North Garden Avenue business. For MTD News, I'm Jim Miller.
Take the short drive to the Cool Pines of Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors inventory reduction sale. The 2024s are on their way, and they've got to make room. Choose a 2022 Gladiator, Mojave, or Rubicon and pay an incredible $2,500 under invoice. Browse their inventory of Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Reserve your new or used truck, SUV, 4x4, or luxury vehicle today. Sierra Blanca Motors. They make it simple with no addendums or markups.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Farmers wants to make sure you've got your favorite things covered and will give you a discount for doing it. Farmers Auto Multi-Policy Discount gives you up to 40% off your auto insurance for bundling policies like boat, motorcycle, RV, home, and life. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Farmers. Call Herschel Rustin Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with a aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
DQ presents how to get the most from your next DQ treat run. Step 1, grab the new Oreo Brookie Blizzard. Step 2, dig in. That's it, because this triple-decker treat has brownie and cookie brookie pieces, plus Oreo pieces. Oh, that's a mouthful of DQ goodness in every red spoonful. Guess it's time for a treat run, because the Oreo Brookie Blizzard is here for a limited time, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists, or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spin.
Tell you what, easy to swear at you.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Are you guys having fun? Me and the Breakfast Club in the morning. W105. Thank God.
And good morning to you. It is 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock, 10 away from the hour of 9. Fans starting to question Chloe Hunter Biden's tongue. It's also white. I get it. I'm questioning. Stop looking at Khloe Kardashian. I guess that's the answer. And NBA playoffs, big win, Boston Nuggets, because they've never won anything.
Right. And, you know, the series between Boston and the Heat actually went out 3-0 on a 3-0 roll. Yeah. Boston came back to tie. Yeah. And I think what happened, they just ran out of gas, dude.
Well, they just ran out of gas. Yeah. So. Marlene Clark died at 85. Yeah, I mean, you probably don't know who she was, but Samson Son. She died at her home, and I'm trying to figure out exactly who she was.
Was she? There was his girlfriend. Wasn't her?
Yeah, I have no idea who she was.
Or was it Aunt Esther? Yo,
it was not Aunt Esther. For sure, it wasn't Aunt Esther.
Aunt Esther?
For sure. New study says that strong leg muscles can help you recover if you suffer a heart attack. So, Tom, start working out those legs this afternoon, not when you're sleeping, when you're actually working out. This is happening more and more. People throwing their babies away in the trash. So a Mexican woman arrived in New York City about 10 months ago and is now charged with throwing her newborn baby in the trash can at a Staten Island hospital. Lucy Garcia, 21 years old, arrived in New York City from Mexico about 10 months ago, charged with 2 counts of reckless endangerment, 1 count of assault, and another count of acting in the manner of injuring a child. According to the New York Post, Garcia's father brought her to the Staten Island University Hospital, complaining that she wasn't feeling good. She denied she was pregnant. Police officials say Garcia went into the bathroom at the hospital and came out soaked in blood. They found the baby boy in the trash can, and he was immediately turned over for medical care. In an interview, Garcia said she thought it was just blood. She didn't know it was a baby coming out.
Oh, yeah, right, whatever.
So, here we go again. Here we go again. Greg Abbott signed the Crown Act into law. Tom, any idea what the Crown Act is?
No, I couldn't tell you.
So, Abbott signed this law into effect, and it was first published by the Texas Tribune. They call it a nonprofit, non-media organization to inform Texans. But Crown Act is you cannot be discriminated based on hair. So if you wear cornrows, not a problem. You cannot be discriminated at school or in housing or even on the job because of your hair. So that was passed through the legislature, and it will be signed on by Greg Abbott. He said he would sign it. So he already signed it. And so the Crown Act, if you have long hair, if you have cornrows, whatever the case is, dreads, you cannot be discriminated against in any way, shape, or form. Bald head, whatever it is, you can't be discriminated, Tom, in any way. Thank God for that. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Atlas Makeup Mirror. Give her a call, 575-631-3189. Atlas Makeup Mirror, times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification. Very bright with LED lights. Perfect gift for pretty much any occasion. Graduation, maybe there's somebody on your list. You need them, get them a gift. Atlas Makeup Mirror is perfect. Go online and check them out. They put up. But go to atlasmakeupmirror.com. Want to talk to local inventor Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. Check her out today. And by the way, if you can, anywhere that you find Atlas Makeup Mirror, if you would, give them a 5-star review, if you could do that. Tom in the text, 5 minutes away from 9, be in the Breakfast Club.
Oh, this one texter says, what the slime ball cop, says that texter. And by the way, Dustin is saying, you know, the only way you pay 59% in taxes under $100,000 would be if you have extra withholdings. I mean, but then you aren't really paying the taxes. You're just using the IRS as a savings account
to get that money back.
That doesn't pay interest, he's saying. I
thought like 100, 110, 100, that rate would be about 39 if you factor in state. I could be wrong. About 39% would be where you're at. And Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong.
So another texter says, you know, we can watch a lot of videos on Facebook and YouTube that talk about people auditing the police. What they're really doing is that they're standing on the public sidewalk or in public spaces in government buildings and taking video. And the police don't even know that. They're not allowed to do so. They'll come in, and the rest of them, and then they'll get in trouble, and they lose lawsuits that way.
Yeah, look, there's a guy in Carlsbad that does just that. Mm-hmm. All he does, he goes in the federal buildings and state buildings and hassles the police. And I think he actually went to Holly and was filming, and they went out there and said, you can't film him. Well,
I remember that guy.
If he's on the sidewalk, he can film. It's not your property. Sidewalk's not your property.
Mm-hmm. And one more text me. I was going down Marlin Street in Hobbs 3 weeks ago, inside lane on my motorcycle, and had an 18-year-old chick pull over in front of me with a stop sign, and had 28 stitches and glue all over her face. She had no driver's license, was clearly at fault, and she was not issued a citation.
No driver's license?
Ask the texter, or says the text, no. So
and hit him on a motorcycle and no citation?
That's what he said 3 weeks ago inside the lane on his motorcycle.
I'd be raising hell.
Right. Anyway, another texter says, this sounds like Lethal Weapon 3. Says the text.
What, the gas in the studio this morning? Yeah, it probably is. Thank God I'm not there.
Right. Well, you'll be here, brother.
Yeah.
I can't
wait. All right, Pennsylvania baseball player fatally struck in the face while dismantling unapproved dugout. So, college baseball player died after he was struck in the face with a makeshift dugout while helping dismantle the dugout. It collapsed on him.
Oh, no.
Angel Mercado, 19 years old, middle infielder, who was completing his freshman season at Division II, Central Penn College, was playing summer recreational league, and that's when the dugout fell. It was made out of wood and fell on top of him, hit him in the face, fatally hit him in the face. Nothing criminal happened, according to the city employee. No charges have been filed. Millions of fast food workers are worried about AI. Tom, didn't I talk about this, about the robots?
Yes,
in
last week.
Japan?
Yep.
Went to a casino, and the robots were actually the ones that were serving the drinks.
Yep.
Kind of crazy. So, in the next 5 years, how many jobs will be lost?
So robots?
When it comes to robots taking over the Taco Bell, McDonald's, Chipotle, Popeyes, and Domino's, and Wingstop are already testing the idea.
Yep.
As we speak, Walmart testing the idea.
Nobody wants to work. If they do, they want $80 million an hour.
So what happens is, why do you think Walmart has installed the self-checkout? They can eliminate how many employees?
Oh, man.
Bunches of them.
They do have two in that circle, in case you don't
What
know.
if a robot could stock shelves?
Uh-oh. It's coming.
You know what else is coming? Robots picking vegetables and fruit in the fields.
I don't think that's going to be that, no.
Oh, no, we'll exclude that. I mean, oh, no, it couldn't do that, right? That might take a job from somebody you like, right?
You need an immigrant to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the machines couldn't do it.
Speaking of, when I got on the plane to go from
all right, here we go.
To come back home, I boarded there in San Diego. And so as I was going back towards the back of the plane, as I was at the counter, these four young men one had to be from Venezuela.
Oh, how you know, Tom?
Because I talk Spanish to them, that's why. And they didn't talk like me.
Yeah, what did you say?
Well,
okay, wait on you.
Well, I said, you guys are a soccer team. And they said, no. One of them had a lanyard with explanation of who he was. And I thought
Is that illegal alien traveling on your dime?
Yeah, I thought, wow.
Just like Tom, I didn't pay for this ticket.
Well, she wanted to pay for it, not me. But anyway, that was like, wow. And the guy that sponsored these guys wouldn't talk to me. Because I was kind of curious. They had new duffel bags, new
probably
shirts.
A federal employee, Tom. He didn't sponsor anybody. He was carrying them to the next destination to drop them off.
No, he stayed at the counter and let these four individuals go through.
Yeah, he's a Fed, you dumb butt.
Well, I'm a reporter. I was just asking questions. That's all.
He was like, can't wait to get rid of them. That's somebody else's problem now.
Right.
Target shareholders lost $10 billion in stock value in 10 days. $10 billion. See, that CEO forgot that he answers to the shareholders. He'll probably lose his job fairly soon. And one of the vice presidents in Target actually was on the board for a nonprofit that is all about trans life and also keeping stuff away from parents at schools. This is some of the things that this organization. I got the story. I'll see if we can find it. Permian High School student doesn't get to walk because of his test grades. So, Tom, in Texas, you have to pass the exit test, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Do we still have an exit test in New Mexico?
No.
No.
Nope.
So, graduates all across the state, if you didn't pass the test, you didn't walk. I remember when I was in Uvalde, there was a young lady. She was like the salutatorian Did I say that right? Valedictorian.
Salutatorian.
And anyway, she very smart, honor society. She just didn't take tests really well.
And kids don't do that.
She failed like one part of the, you had to pass, what is it? Algebra 1, exit test, English 1 and 2, U.S. history, biology as the exit exams. Of course, you also have to have the right number of credits and grades and that type of stuff, but you got to pass the exit. What is that called? The STAR test?
Yes.
In Texas?
That's a brand new name. Anyway,
several kids at Permian did not get to walk because they didn't pass. They had the grades, but they weren't able to pass the exit test. And what sucks is they don't notify them until like
the day of.
Yeah, I think a week before school. Mm-hmm. So you already bought the gown, you already bought everything, you invited your family members, and then you got to break it to grandmother. Sorry, I'm not gonna be able to walk. Mm. People have already bought their tickets to come
right.
Yeah.
So,
all right, go ahead.
So I guess also if you're stuffing your baby in a dumpster or in a trash can, you don't get to walk either. In New Mexico.
Okay, I was waiting for the really dumb comment of the day.
Well, that was a good one.
There it is. Yeah, I know you've been waiting. There you go. That is that would be it right there. Trump DeSantis tied in Florida. So Ron DeSantis
tied.
Home territory is Florida. He's the second-term governor. DeSantis and Trump tied at 38%. Margin of error, of course, is what, 3%?
Something like that.
And so they're tied.
Neck to
Tim
neck.
Scott only got 3%. Mike Pence got less than 2%.
Oh.
Nikki Haley 2%. And so Trump and DeSantis are tied in Florida. And that kind of tells you the strength of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a double-digit lead in nationwide polls, but in Florida, they're tied. Pretty much a dead heat in Florida. All right, we got a lot of things to get to. Radio coming up at 9:30, 9:06. We are B on the Breakfast Club. Wrap up the text, Tom.
All right, so John from Eunice says this morning, good morning, guys. Did y'all see where Biden said in an interview that we are all letting all these illegals in because we need the workforce and we can afford it? Well, how come I keep hearing about Social Security running out of money? That's John from Eunice this morning. He texted at both ends, that is for sure. And do you know, this is Jerm, by the way, what the penalty is to violate somebody's right? Under the, somebody's right? Under the
no, because I've never had anybody violate my rights.
Well, he goes on to say, I'm going to read it again. Do you know what the penalty is to violate somebody's right under the color of law? Which hardly anybody gets charged with after doing so, says the texter. And he goes on to say that Section 242 of Title 18, the offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to life term or the death penalty, depending on the circumstances of the crime and the resulting injury. That's Germ this morning. Wow.
We're going to have a lawless society coming up soon with no police officers. Wait, it's already that way. Well, what am I saying? It's already that way. All right, good news of the day coming up. We'll get to that in just a second and keep you updated with all the news. Tradio coming up also. Some of the stories we're going to talk about. Juneteenth banner, a bunch of backlash. We'll tell you why. There's a little problem with the picture. And a student at the University of City University of New York. I think that used to be called NYU.
Yep.
In her speech, she goes on to talk about white supremacy, attacks Israel, and the police. I'll get to that company to face some backlash We'll get to that up next. 908 KWMW, Malmore 105.1 FM. Getting updated with news will qualify folks for cash. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at North Star Laundry. One-stop shop for all your laundry needs. They can take care of your wash, drying, and folding, pressing your clothes, starching them up, and dry cleaning. And if you want to do it on your own, they have their coin-operated machines available for regular and oil-fill-related clothes. You can take care of all of it on your own. They're open 7 days a week. Carlsbad, 604 West Church Street, Carlsbad, and Loving, 406 West Cedar. Check them out today. 909, coming right back, being the Breakfast Club on W105.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis visiting the capital of Iowa tonight, trying to convince voters he's the 2024, but a Republican congressman from his home state likes his opponent.
I'm a big Trump supporter. I remember those 2019 budgets where we were growing at 3.5% GDP growth. I want to get back to that.
Florida Representative John Rutherford earlier on Fox and Friends. The House Rules Committee meets later today to set up a debate for the full House on the debt ceiling bill. A rare drone attack jolts Moscow today. Some damage reported to residential buildings. People scrambling for cover. Ukraine has not claimed responsibility. Meanwhile, Russia continues its relentless assault on Kyiv with a third bombing on the city in 24 hours. At least one person died. America is listening to Fox News.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 15 years, wants to wish the Eunice Cardinals another winning year and are also encouraging everyone to show up in support of all Eunice sport. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. Guns Up Services, LLC, helping keep our oil field trucking. 2403 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. That's 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Take a small step toward a big future for your child and get them caught up on their vaccines. Just like helmets, seatbelts, and all the other ways you keep your fearless child safe, vaccines are a proven and effective way to strengthen your child's immune system, to protect them from illness and set them up for a bright future. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Make an appointment to get your child caught up on their vaccines today. Get started at vaccinenm.org/kids.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. Take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
No one ever wants to get into a car accident, but they happen. So farmers came up with a way to lend a hand when they do. With Crash Assist, the Farmer Signal app can detect that you've been in an accident and send help your way if you want it. It's one of the many farmers' policy perks. Call Herschel Ruston Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum.
Rio Grace Landscaping of Lovington is open for business at their new location, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway at 4 Crockett Road. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees as well as hydrangea, roses, lavender, and so much more. Find your fire pits and hot tubs all proudly made in the USA. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call the landscape experts today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
Introducing the new My Plan from Verizon. With My Plan, you pick only the perks you want and save on every one. You get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. And today, get the amazing iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch with Select Trade-In and Unlimited Plus. Get iPhone 14 Pro with My Plan at your Verizon store today. It's your Verizon. $999.99 device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line required. $200 Verizon e-gift card sent within 8 weeks with porting. Less up to $800 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trading conditions and additional terms apply.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The Southeast Plains of New Mexico temperatures are going to be a toaster today on this Tuesday. Mid-90s, 96 degrees in Roswell, 95 Carlsbad, Artesia, 89 degrees in Lovington. That kind of heating may produce a couple of small showers, but the rain chance will be increasing by tomorrow, high in the upper 80s in Lovington with a 20% chance for thunderstorms. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say! Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Facebook live video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Very discreet, but I'll haunt your dreams.
9:15. Good morning. Another day in paradise. Pete Alonso. Tom, who is Pete Alonso?
Pete Alonso. Tortilla maker, maybe?
Yes, tortilla maker. Yeah, when he's not playing baseball, definitely is a tortilla maker.
Oh, that dude, that Cuban. Never mind.
Yeah. So Pete Alonso, yeah, plays for the Mets, and Pete Alonso, big player for the Mets, isn't he, Tom?
Yes, he is.
I mean, you're a sports guy. I'm just wondering.
I was teasing with you. Yeah, great player.
Sports guy. Oh, great player. Evidently needed to go to the bathroom. He had mistimed his pregame coffee, and hit a home run, and at the same time had to go to the bathroom. Evidently, he dropped a bomb into the seats and then also had to drop another bomb. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right.
Coca-Cola confirmed that orange vanilla Coke is gone off the shelves.
What?
Gone. Why are you going to mess up a good Coke? And can you believe it's been 10 years since Paul Walker died?
No.
Tragedy at the age of 40. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
The Furious and Fast series.
Ah, boy, have they screwed up that. I watched a brand new Fast and Furious, and God, it gets weirder every time they come out with a new one. Juneteenth, Tom, what is Juneteenth?
Juneteenth is the emancipation of the slaves.
Problem is, on a flyer, they used a photo that happened to be a white couple.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
firestorm of criticism and calls for a boycott, according to the New York Post. Organizers of the Juneteenth GVL June Megafest, prominent event in Greensville, South Carolina, celebrated the emancipation of black slaves, has issued an apology. It was a mistake. So somebody made the flyer and put it up on social media. And you didn't see the white people on the flyer? Anyway, big mistake. Now people are calling for the boycott of this event. It was a mistake. They're calling it insensitive and this and that and this and that. By God, we get it. We get it. That it was a mistake, but that's exactly what it was, a mistake. And Fatima Musa Muhammad, valedictorian of the 2023 class at the City University in New York Law School. She is the valedictorian and now a lawyer. Used her speech to attack the law as a tool for white supremacy. Attack Israel and the police.
Oh, man.
Video released this week. Publicly funded school, too. Publicly funded. She got a free education, and now she hates white people and the police. The rant went on. Oh, she hates Israel.
And don't be picking on Israel.
She hates Israel, of course, because she's Muslim. And, yeah. Wow. Hey, did you miss anybody? By the way,
right.
Her family came from Palestine. I mean, I get it. You hate Israel. More Mexican troops are expected to arrive along the border in the following days to enforce security and safety measures in Juarez. 350 troops in Juarez working with members of the Mexican National Guard, doing ride-alongs and so on to protect folks planning to cross into America. Al Unser's Racing Museum officially closed its doors. We last week we had the story. It was supposed to happen, somewhere down the lines, but Monday they padlocked the doors and they're done.
Yeah,
they're moving to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Of all places. Now, they closed the doors on Monday, but it wasn't until about 1,000 people went through the museum yesterday. And then now it's moving.
It's gone.
Yep.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
What's in Lincoln that's related to race car driving? That's my question.
I don't know. I mean, is that the birthplace of Al Unser? I thought he was from New Mexico.
What I thought.
But the family is the one that's moving the museum. All right, Kohl's is the latest company that gets some backlash. Kohl's facing some backlash after they came out with the Pride clothes for kids, marketing LGBTQ clothing for kids. I don't care if you wear a Pride shirt. I don't care. Here we go again. Leave the damn kids alone. And you know what's crazy? Kohl's is in trouble. Their market value is already down without this. COVID killed them. And now you've got, bibs and candles and sharts and pillows and, whatever. God bless you. All right, good news of the day. Rush, you want to take a break, come back with the good news, or can we just do one break? Well, you tell me.
Well, we can go ahead and do good news and everything. We got one break to get into Tradio. We're good.
Okay, good. All right, good news of the day, 922, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Get in touch with them. Take care of your home, auto, life insurance right across the street from Bob's. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A 43-year-old guy in California tried to rob a bank last week, but a customer ended it with a hug. 69-year-old Michael Andrus recognized the guy as a former neighbor who was actually a friend with his daughter, and he walked up to him and got him to go outside. They ended up hugging on the sidewalk and waiting for the police to arrive. And a billionaire named Robert Hale Jr. spoke at UMass Boston graduation last Thursday and surprised 2,500 students by giving them each $1,000 apiece. That's a total of $2.5 million. He had one condition, though. He asked them to give half to a family member or someone who had helped them get to where they were today. And 26 high schoolers in Michigan spent their school year building someone a new home. The school does this every year to give real-world experience to kids who want to learn a trade. It also ends up providing a family with an affordable home. It's around 1,400 square feet, and they built the whole thing at their campus, and a flatbed truck just moved it to a lot a half mile away. It's a $100,000 building. It's actually being priced at around $170,000, and it's going to be donated to a charitable family that needs a home, all built by high schoolers. And there you go. That's your good news stories of the day.
Being brought to you by Rustin Hayes. Check him out. I also have a good news story from Lovington, New Mexico.
Okay.
Jack Chase heading to nationals in Wyoming. So congratulations going out to Jack Chase, saddle bronc buckle. He got it.
Yep.
And he was a reserve champion this year. So congratulations. Daddy Seth is real proud. So congratulations going out to Jack Chase, Lovington, New Mexico, heading to Wyoming. We wish you the best of luck.
You know, B, they had the National High School Finals here in Lovington over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big event. So congratulations to him, by the way.
Trans runner is now suing Chelsea Mitchell, track and field athlete, suing the state of Connecticut for forcing her to compete against biological males. Has now filed a lawsuit in California. Yeah, Connecticut's like, you're a dude. You're going to run against dudes. And by the way, in previous races against women, the dude has done really well. First place. Against men, did not fare that well. Now a lawsuit is pending. By the way, I don't believe it's discrimination. I think it's biology and fairness in the sport. I think you're hijacking women's sports. Either one of you guys saw the national anthem at the Indianapolis 500? Big controversy over Jewel singing the national anthem. Supposedly, yeah, I did not see the video, but some people are saying it was disrespectful. Russ, did you see it?
No, sir, I didn't.
I would think so, B. I would not think so, B, because Jewel was once married to Ty Murray. If you remember, Ty Murray was a rodeo cowboy.
Well, that makes you, I'll tell you what, you married to a cowboy, that makes you a good character person.
Well, it should. I mean, come on.
Wow.
So what went on with the controversy?
Evidently, she screwed it up. Anybody on the text line, if quickly you can let us know how bad it was. Boycott Target climbs to #1 on the iTunes chart. See, nowadays, somebody can make a song, put it on the iTunes. It becomes the #1 downloaded song. It's called Boycott Target.
Right.
In the song, it says somebody's got to stand up for the kids. 9.3, now $10 billion in market value losses. #1 song, Boycott Target. That's all it takes. All it takes is for somebody to make a song. All right, Deion Sanders. I've been a fan of Deion Sanders all the way back when he played for Florida State.
Right.
I was a big fan. But damn it, pump the brakes. There's not a day that goes by that there's not a story about Colorado and Deion Sanders. Pump the hype. Dude has not won one bowl game.
That's right.
And I'm projecting that Colorado will not win more than 4 games.
I think they're going to win the conference, to tell you the truth.
What conference do they play in, Tom?
They play in the Pac-10. I think they're going to win it.
So they're going to beat Oregon, They're going to be USC,
UCLA, and a bunch. Washington State.
Washington is projected a top 5 team.
Yes, but if you follow Deion Sanders, he's always been a winner, right?
Dude just lost 51 players that entered the play.
It doesn't matter. He knows what he was doing. Don't you think the people of Colorado knew what he was doing before he arrived? Yeah.
Jump on the hype train, baby. Jump on the hype train.
Those guys hadn't won 6 games in 5
Jump
years. Jump
on the damn hype train. Get her done.
I think this year, if not this year, next year he'll win the national championship. And you can quote me on that.
And you'll be wrong again. I can't wait to football.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to football. God bless America. I told the wife that today.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at me like I'm crazy.
Uh-oh.
I say I can't wait for football. So we're going to take a break, keep you updated with everything going on. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name in Southeast New Mexico for exceptional construction and siding services. Maybe you need a roof or a metal building. They've got you covered there. Windows, doors, siding, pretty much anything. Seamless gutters. Find them at 203 West White Street in Hobbs, online at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Maybe you've been thinking about putting up that metal building. Maybe you've had a building that was damaged by tornadoes or by high wind or maybe by hail, and you haven't taken care of that. Get in touch with them, 575-391-1430 or SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. 92 for the high today, should be sunny. 63 tonight, and then tomorrow, chance of rain in the afternoon and high of 87. Tom, anything on the text before we go?
Yeah, this texter says he'll not win the Pac-12. He won't even make Colorado as the coach in the next 4 years. Wow. And the players leaving Colorado because they're no longer getting their way B. I mean, they're having to earn everything. Says this one texter.
A lot of these players came from other schools. It's not the first rodeo at Colorado.
But like I said, they'll win it this year or next year. You know, I watched the race, says the texter, the Indianapolis 500, and it was bad, says the texter. One more text, B. Papa Top is saying, you know, it's a much bigger museum there in Lincoln. Over 1 million people are expected to visit.
Wow.
Only 100,000 a year actually visited the Albuquerque Museum.
Well, I guess that makes sense then. Yep. All right, let's get updated with news. We're coming back. Tradio up next with the award-winning Russ Black. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. 92 today. Are you ready for the heat? Maybe the air conditioning's not working. Yeah, maybe it's time to call Enrique Rocha. 575-631-1999. He's our guy. Takes care of all our air conditioning units, and we got a bunch of them. Yeah, one building. For our transmitter for W105, we got 3 air conditioning units. And sometimes it takes all 3 to cool it off. And when one's not working, it can cause lots of damage to transmitters. So if you've got equipment that's valued at $200,000-$300,000, you want to make sure and protect that. Enrique's been the guy that we trust. Call him today if you got air conditioning problems. 575-631-1999. We'll see you tomorrow morning, Wednesday edition of B and the Breakfast Club on W105.
Local news brought to you by M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump Services in Lovington, owned, operated, and serving the community for over 30 years. Call 575-390-4446.
Make M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump of Lovington your domestic well specialist. Owner-operated with 30-plus years of experience, specializing in complete water systems for new home construction, domestic well drilling, as well as replacement wells and servicing all makes and models of water systems, including variable speed drive and constant water pressure systems. Call M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump today at 575-390-4446. That's M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump. Hometown quality you can depend on.
NTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Homicide investigation underway in Hobbs after a man shot and killed Sunday. Spokesperson for Hobbs Police say officers learned about a shooting near the intersection of West Broadway and South Grime Streets just after 10:30 in the morning. They arrived on scene to find Jabani Morales, who suffered at least one gunshot wound. Morales transported to a local hospital but did not survive. Anyone with information about this incident, you're asked to contact Lee County Crime Stoppers. New Mexico State Police investigating a shooting in Red River. It involved two motorcycle gangs Saturday. At about 5 o'clock, gunshots were reported to be fired in the area of East Main Street. When police arrived, they found 2 deceased individuals and 6 hurt. 5 of the injured transported to local hospitals, where one person later died. Another individual airlifted to a Denver hospital yesterday. The police chief gave an update and said all 8 individuals involved, identified as outlaw motorcycle gang members from the Water Dogs and Banditos. Once again, police continue to investigate. Bond set at $5,000 last week for one of 2 local men who allegedly smashed a water filling station with a pickup truck last year in a failed attempt to take money from it. The judge set bond for 40-year-old Kenny Story of Roswell Thursday when Story made an initial appearance in Chavez County Magistrate Court. The judge also set bond at $5,000 for Story in a charge of controlled substance possession prohibited in another case. Story and another man, 39-year-old Reynaldo Vallejo, also of Roswell, are each charged with criminal damage to property over $1,000 after they reportedly made multiple unsuccessful attempts to open and take money from a water filling station located in the parking lot of a 1300 block of North Garden Avenue business. For MTD News, I'm Jim Miller.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At Last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard, because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at atlastmakeupmirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
Looking for your next mountain getaway? Look no further than Camp of the Tall Pines in scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. New owners Scott and Jamie Miller are anxious to show you all the improvements they've made. Whether you choose one of their cozy cabins, their raised platform campsites for glamping, or convenient RV hookups, you'll be pleased with the amenities and, more importantly, the surroundings. Camp of the Tall Pines also welcomes large groups. If you're looking for that special place to hold your wedding, anniversary, public function, or holiday gathering, the lodge at the Camp of the Tall Pines is perfect for all of you. Don't forget the activities. Camp of the Tall Pines has high and low ropes, mountain biking, hiking, and disc golf, and hunters are welcome. Go to their website to plan your trip today, camptallpines.com, or call Camp of the Tall Pines at 575-687-4101. That's 575-687-4101.
When you need a water well drilled or serviced, you want the experience and dedication of the